That's why Walgreens is minutes away to help you find everything you need to feel better, like Mucinex TM, along with expert care that goes beyond the pharmacy. Stop in today for personalized advice and find the right relief right here. Walgreens, trusted since 1901. Now with cards, select Mucinex DM products are $12.99 through January 19th. Use as directed.
Don't miss Macy's 48-hour sale with big savings and limited time specials like coats and jackets for everyone, 65% off. Don't miss 50 to 75% off a great collection of women's boots. Save 70% during our fine jewelry clearance and get the Tommy Hilfiger All-American 2 towel at our lowest price of the season, $4.79. Macy's 48-hour sale, Friday and Saturday. Savings on original and sale prices. Exclusions apply. Macy's Star Rewards now offers benefits everyone can enjoy, no matter how they pay. Sign up for free in store or at Macys.com/Star Rewards.
Medical researchers report a major advance in vascular science. The story from CBS's Jim Chenevey.
An advance in vascular science in the lab, as researchers reporting in the journal Nature say they've grown perfect human blood vessels in a petri dish for the first time. The blood vessels are grown as organoids, three-dimensional structures grown from stem cells. The technology is seen as a breakthrough that can dramatically advance research on vascular diseases like diabetes, potentially protecting against damage that's become a major cause of death for diabetics. Jim Chenevey, CBS News.
Exit TV talk show host Wendy Williams from her syndicated broadcast, at least for now. A family statement today says she will be off the air to deal with health issues related to complications from Graves' disease and immune system disorder, treatment to include significant time in the hospital. Wendy Williams, who is 54, is also recuperating from a shoulder fracture suffered last month. Gary Nunn, CBS News.
3, 2, 1.
Chattanooga Radio. Digital FM 95.3 HD4. 92.7 FM's news now.
Hamilton County fugitive added to the TBI's top 10 most wanted list. The TBI confirming to News Channel 9 James David Robinson being sought in connection to the discovery of skeletal remains in October of 2018 in Polk County on Benton Mountain near Reliance. The remains were ultimately identified as those of Jacob Dakota Moore of Appleton. If you see Robinson, call 1-800-TBI-FINE. TBI says he should be considered armed and dangerous. A proposed Tennessee law will significantly increase the fine for drivers who fail to stop for school buses. Failure to do so would elevate the crime to a Class E felony from a Class A misdemeanor, also increase the fine to a maximum of $3,000. If passed, the law would take effect July 1st. And today, his last day in office, Governor Bill Haslam has granted executive clemency to 23 current or former Tennesseans. Val St. John for Nooga Radio, News Talk 92.7, Action News Now.
Nooga Radio, Chattanooga weather.
Cloudy skies will continue through your nighttime. Not that cool overnight. Lows holding into the upper 40s. For Saturday, a very wet day with rain pouring in early. Breezy mild highs up around 60. Tomorrow night turning colder with some late flurries. Breezy cold staying into the 30s on Sunday. Get your flu shot today. No appointment needed. Visit HamiltonHealth.com/HPG for Hamilton Physician Group locations in Dalton, Chatsworth, Eton, Varnell, Calhoun, and Ringgold. And I'm Storm Team 12 Chief Meteorologist Matt Trevor.
Nooga Radio 92.7.
Where can you find exotic surroundings, fine dining, and a taste of Italy tucked away in Chattanooga? On Highway 58, you'll find Portobello's. They serve up food just like Mama used to make, but without the extra helping of guilt. Portobello's has fresh homemade pasta and signature dishes sure to please, bringing you back for more. Just like Mama, the folks at Portobello's are always happy to see you and always happy to meet your friends. Call ahead for delicious takeout or just show up for their amazing Portobello's menu. Portobello'sChattanooga.com. Chattanooga's home for the finest Italian food.
Space, the final frontier. Whether it's a man cave, she shed, or office, L&K Buildings and Trailer Sales has your space. The perfect portable building just for you. L&K Buildings and Trailer Sales is a premier building authorized dealer. You tired of paying high storage fees, lack of security, and not having easy access to your stuff? Then L&K has the building just for you. Or if you're looking for a mini home or the perfect hunting cabin, L&K has the building that will convert perfectly. Free delivery up to 50 miles. No credit checks and low monthly payments. Call L&K today at 706-858-0077. 706-858-0077. On Facebook, search L&K Buildings and Trailer Sales. 3532 Lakeview Drive, Rossville, Georgia. L&K's featured storage unit this month is a center cabin 12x32, featuring 15% off. L&K Buildings and Trailer Sales. Call 706-858-0077.
All the other guys are a bunch of weenies.
Cougar Radio 92.7.
The Sportz Guys radio show is now live. Right here in Chattanooga, Tennessee. Don't you like it? Like get you dancing in the car. It's like it's Friday, man. It's been a long week. And this sports guy is absolutely wore out. Long 14.5-hour day. Those get old after a while, but you know what? When you love what you do, you will do it.
You know what I'm excited about?
What are you excited about?
We have a ton of stuff to cover in the high school hour tonight. A ton of stuff.
They must have heard us in the paper talking about how there wasn't that much in there, and then all of a sudden they put it all in there.
Today.
Let me tell you what I did today. I went and spent some time with Carrie and today at L&K.
Did you get in trouble for being the boss?
I got in a lot of trouble, but you know what? I'm still the boss. Lisa's done told me I'm the boss.
Well,
she runs this place. Carrie,
she's the boss of the boss.
She's the boss of the boss, so she had no problem.
Yeah,
she likes what I'm doing, and they like what you're doing. We have so many big things coming from L&K. I could tease a lot, but it's not ready to go yet. You're fixing to see L&K just go magic way up there.
Boom.
And the sports guys are going to take it all the way up there. So real quickly, to call us, the number here in the studio is 423-800-8949. That's 423-800-8949. L&K Buildings is a premier building dealer, and I just became boss. So this means that I'm still boss. All buildings are 5% off. They have a new 12 by 32 building there.
I knew they'd get a new one for you.
And if you follow me on Facebook, Chris Clanton, you will see the pictures of the new building that I want. Oh, it's nice. It's a 12 by 32. I really just want the 12 by 24 instead of 32. It's a little big for my backyard, but it's got a porch on it. We could put a swing on there. We could drink coffee. We could do, I could do a lot of things with that. And it's got a loft. You can make it a little small, tiny home. If you're looking to do a tiny home and you looked at those different shows and they're really expensive, you should look at L&K Building Supply Building. You could take those. And true story, today I was told that for $1,500 in material and whatever you need, you can make a small home, tiny home out of those buildings. Some of them, the 12 by 32 and the 12 by 24. You can make a tiny home. If you're looking to do that for a cabin on the lake or cabin up in the mountains, just somewhere to get away, kind of make it, what it is in the way, you should go talk to L&K. They're at 3532 Lakeview Drive. And here's the thing. Call Lisa at 706-956-8681. That's 956-8681, area code 706. And tell Lisa I said give them 5% off. I know you're looking at that building.
I'm looking at the pictures right now. This is a nice building. It's got a massive front porch.
That's a 12 by 32.
It's
and
nice
all that in there's the loft right there. I'm just telling you, you should look at my page. I mean, it's a massive.
Yeah, you need to go to Chris Clanton's Facebook page and check this out.
AJ Sports Bar and Grill is owned and operated by AJ. She is the most amazing owner I've ever met that can run a sports bar, and she had the amount of TV she's got. She got like dozens of them. And you can watch from running to lifting. And here's the thing. If you go in there anytime, she's open for lunch. You need to ask them where the sports guy sits. And say, hey, where's AJ at? And she'll say, right here. And you're going to say, where does the sports guy sit? And she's going to say, wow, right here. And you're going to say, well, then if I sit there, do I still get 15% off? Yes, you do. Off on your food. Not anything else but your food. So go in there and tell them, hey, I heard on Sports Guys there's some special seat or something.
And get the wings because we had the barbecue. We had the hot wings,
about some wings,
and we had the Fiesta wings.
And you took the ones home that I was going to take home.
They're in my belly now. I ate them last night when I got home.
I bet people were trying to eat them out of your hands, weren't they?
Yes, they are delicious.
Also, if you think of Root to Fruit, that should be your new place to go check out fresh vegetables, fresh fruit, nuts, berries, cheese, anything that a fruit stand should have. I will guarantee you it's 100% fresh, nothing bad in any bag. You could take a bag of apples home and they're going to be perfect because there's a girl named Courtney there, and Courtney goes to do those every day to make sure the top quality fresh is there. So at 3660 and a half Ringo Road, go to Root to Fruit and tell them the Sports Guys said, oh, by the way, they got strawberries the size of Texas.
Ooh, yeah.
If you're looking for a fundraiser, then you need to talk to them about fundraisers with strawberries because they do that all the time for high schools and athletic groups and stuff like that. They're the size of Texas, and they're the most freshest I've ever seen in my life. This week, they're offering cabbage at 29 cents a pound, navel oranges, 3 for $1, grapefruit, 3 for $1, tomatoes, $3 a cup. That's the Mater sandwiches, man. That's a lot of Mater sandwiches. 10-pound Idaho russet, $2.99. All greens are 99 cents a pound. Cut turnips are 49 cents a pound. And sweet onions are 99 cents a pound. I'm just telling you now, if you're really hungry for some Italian food, I have the ideal spot for you at 4922 Highway 58, right behind TVA Federal Credit Union. Portobello's most original homemade sauces, spices, you name it, it's there. Got the real music rocking, and got to go to Portobello's and sit in my spot back there in the corner. You'll think you're in Old Italy.
All you got to do is close your eyes.
And then the award-winning Donna Darns, a Cry-Like Realtor of 13 years. She received an award this past week, and she works very hard. She works harder than any agent in Chattanooga. She will do a no-cost evaluation on your home. And if you're ready to sell, and I'm going to tell you something, she'll go to the ends of the earth to find you a home. 60 homes, honestly, 60 homes before I found my house at 59. And I didn't go to the 60th home because I found it on the 59th. And that was over a 2-day period. I took 2 days from her because so many people demand her services. She spent 2 days with me to find my house.
Wow.
238-5440, 238-5440, or 423-544-1906. You won't regret it because she is my 5-star athlete. She is tops of the world. You know, we're the only sports show in Chattanooga that dedicates a whole hour to high school sports. Would it be bowling, fishing, you name it, we're doing it. And it's no different from today than it was yesterday. But it's awfully funny. And we were talking about how the paper doesn't put a lot of high school sports in there. I'm glad they do because it helps us out.
Mm-hmm.
We were talking about bowling yesterday. We were talking about, think about fishing and all kinds of stuff, what they should do.
I've got the follow-up to the bowling stuff
and you've got the follow-ups. Josh has got it down.
Oh, yeah.
That's why he's called Just Josh Stone, the score scrounger.
And my score scrounging doesn't just stop at scores. It's any kind of story you need.
It does. And here's the thing. We're the sports guys, but you're part of the sports guys too. We wouldn't be here if it wasn't for you. So envision, Fred, the show of Jeff Styles in the mornings from 8 to 10 is free radio every day. He has a good podcast. You should go see it on the CFC soccer. But we have the sports guys. It's kind of the same thing. It's basically free radio, but it's all of us sitting around a big round tables. I explained this to my sales manager today because we were talking about, it's like, here's in a nutshell what the sports guys is. It's not me. It's not Josh. It's me and Josh, and it's you. And we're sitting on this big old round table, and I bring up a subject, or somebody brings up a subject, and we're talking about that subject. That's the sports guys. That's what you do when you're at the dinner table, you're at the bar, or you're at your family, watching the playoffs or whatever playoffs. But that's what the Sportz Guys is. It's you and us. And we're just talking sports. We're on Nuga Radio 92.7 FM on Facebook. We're on my personal page. Hey, Ray. We're also on YouTube live. So we've hit the big time. We're going to get bigger. And Charlie Brown says, "What's up, pal?" And I'm, "What's up, Charlie Brown?" We're here. And as I told someone today, I love where I'm at. And I'm going to take it to the next level. And I'm taking you with me. Every last one of y'all are going to come with us. And we're going to take it to the next level. The next level for us is to go to every radio station in the state of Tennessee that's outside this area that can't hear me right now. I want to take this product, take my funness, my chippiness, my jumping around like Ric Flair, and give them something to talk about. So that's where we are. Now let's go over some bowling, because that is the first thing that came to mind when you walked in your red outfit was, I hope he has bowling scores, because you told me you had scores. So tell me about these bowling things.
All righty. As you know, the TSSAA individual finals were last night, and we've have 6 area bowlers to reach the TSSAA individual finals.
Ooh, that means they kicked some hiney yesterday.
Notre Dame's CJ Petrin.
And good job, CJ.
And Macaulay's Andrew Hahn and Jet Hiriomnis comprised half of the Division II boys finalists in the TSSAA state tournament at the Smyrna Bowling Center.
Awesome.
And Ray County's Philip Roger is one of 6 in Division I.
That's the guy that's averaging like 208, right?
Yeah, we'll get to these.
Oh, that's what I'm saying. He's the one that's at 208, right?
Yeah, I'll have to look in yesterday's paper over
exactly.
there. Double check. But Ray County's Bailey Shipley and Walker Valley's Natalie Haro are Division I girls finalists.
Wow. Congratulations.
Haro was 5th after the semifinals. After four game rounds of 798 and 830 for a 203.5 average.
Jeez, man, they're flinging that ball down there.
That included a 265.
And you know what? I wonder if they have some cool bowling shoes. You know, when you go to the bowling alley and you get those old, ugly-looking shoes that look like clown shoes, I'll bet they got some real cool ones.
Yeah. Haro will open the ladder match finals that happened this morning.
We got a call here. Caller, you're on the air.
Hey, Chris, it's Ethan. How you doing, boss?
What are you doing, man?
How you, my friend? First and foremost, I want to say congratulations to the 2 of you.
Well, thank you. We worked very hard to get here, and we appreciate that. Thank you for calling in.
Yeah, when I heard y'all on the air, I figured I'd come by and give a chance to congratulate the 2 of you and just show you my utmost appreciation for y'all.
Hey, we appreciate you listening to us. What do you think about us covering high school sports in the first hour? You think that's something original around here?
I believe so, yes, absolutely.
Hey, man, I appreciate it. Anytime you want to come in and kind of just hang out with me, let me know, okay?
By all means, I happily will accept that.
Awesome.
But I want to say straight up, but thank y'all so much.
Hey, thank you so much for calling us, Ethan. You have a good day.
You too, man.
All right, bye. That's a nice phone call. Go ahead.
Haro, as I said, will open the ladder match finals that actually happened this morning against Germantown's Jada Horan. Bailey Shipley is seated 3rd at a 207.9.
That's good.
Hardin County's Faith Welch averaged a 216.1 and awaits the ladder survivor for the championship matchup.
Wow.
GPS's Caitlin Beach had a 152.8.
That's I don't even think I could get 100 here. I mean, come on. Now this is these men and women are blowing the ball away down there.
Ali Feropoulos with a 149.8 and Emma Protosco with a 147.3 finished 8th, 10th, and 12th respectively, with Baylor's Abby McNamara a 147.8 finished 11th in the Division II girls competition.
We're going to see these people on TV one of these days. You wait and see.
And rounding this out, Notre Dame's Gretchen Eckler was 17th with a 135.3.
I couldn't even get 100. So, I mean, these people are making Man, that's awesome.
Chattanooga showed strength in the D2 boys event with Petrin, who we mentioned earlier, scoring a second at 221.8.
Jeez.
Score. Close behind Friendship Christian's Dalton Karstens, who had a 222.5, and barely ahead of Hahn at 221.3.
Man, they're flinging that ball.
Notre Dame's Tart Griffin finished 9th at 187.5, and Baylor's Dalton Chuba was 19th at 159.5. Rogers at a 215.4 is the 5th seed in the Division I and faces Knoxville Catholic's Austin Humphreys, who had a 214.1. As latter faceoffs begin, Walker Valley's Jacob Brown finished 15th with a 204.4. Team play at Smyrna began this afternoon with the semifinals set for Saturday.
Wow. So those kids and parents and family just got to be ecstatic. That's amazing.
Yeah, they're doing such a great job and representing Chattanooga very well up at the TSSAA.
Going to come back with possibly some rings and
hardware,
some hardware. Walk around there. Back in the day when I was in school, bowling was kind of a joke. I mean, as far because they didn't have it for school and all that stuff. But come on now, you got to come back and you got this big. Everybody talks about how they want a championship ring.
They respect you when you got the ring.
They respect you when you got that ring. They're going to walk back with some real stuff here, and you're going to be like, come on now.
Yeah.
I got a state championship. You got that big old patch on the back of your jacket, if they still do it that way. When you win a football, they have the big football, and it usually says state championship on the back.
Yep.
You get one of the big bowling balls that says state champion.
Yeah, I bet they've got a lot of cool patches.
I bet they got another caller.
Hey, all right.
Caller, you're on the air. Go ahead, caller.
Hey, this is Jonathan, darling. How you doing, my friend?
I'm doing well. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. You guys are doing awesome. I just want to call and say so proud of you and all your sports guys down there. It's a great show, man.
Thank you.
Well, thank you. We work very hard to try to put out a good product, and we want to feature the high school kids this hour. So we want to give them respect. We appreciate you calling.
Yeah, that's why I also called. I had my good friend lives in Memphis, and his son Jimmy Morrow actually won in 2017. He won the individual bowling at Smyrna.
Wow.
Jimmy Morrow, and then he was a junior at MUS, Memphis University School, and then he was second last year as a senior. So I like the idea that you guys are doing it from 6 to 7 with high school sports.
Well, this was an idea. I have to give credit where credit's due. We were going to do a show and we were going to do it on Saturdays, but my boss decided, hey, you want to do another hour, but you dedicate the first hour to high school sports and stories and so forth. I was like, okay, not a problem. And it's been back-to-back stories. We find them in the paper and the internet, but we're going to keep doing that. We're going to ask for coaches and players to come in during this hour. So spread the word out there. We're talking about it. We want you to come see us.
Yeah, well, it's been a long time since the Farragut days. I got out in '87. I think you were.
I'm 88, so I'm right after you.
Yeah, I saw your reunion pic. So it's been a long time, and it's. I'm here in Ottawa now, so it's great to see.
Yeah, I'm over toward Harrison area now.
Yeah, I knew you did the fire department as well. So proud of you guys. I'll try to catch one of your remotes too one time.
Oh yes, sir. We just got through one with AJ's Sports Bar and Grill, but the next one I'll make sure it's advertised even more. You can come see us and talk sports with us.
Yeah, sounds good. I love talking sports.
All right, man. Thank you so much. Thanks for calling the Sports Guys. Bye-bye.
Yeah, thanks, guys. We'll see you. Bye.
That's awesome. And then congratulations on his son for.
Oh, no kidding.
Bowling. That's great.
I mean, I got some patches when I was, doing the management thing with the sports teams and stuff, but didn't get no state championship.
No.
And, wasn't good enough to, fling a ball like that, but I'm very happy.
Yeah.
So what else you got over there?
Well,
because we got about 50 seconds.
Well, I'll do this one really fast, and then with the rest, I'm going to come back. East Hamilton junior guard Madison Hayes will be recognized after tonight's home game against Knoxville's Bearden for having scored more than 2,000 career points and having 1,000 career rebounds. With the rest of this season and her senior year remaining, Hayes already is the Lady Hurricanes' all-time leader in both points and rebounds. So a giant congratulations to Madison Hayes of East Hamilton.
We're going to see her on next season somewhere playing.
Oh, we'll see her this time next year in college.
Somewhere. Yeah. Listen, this is what we do. I appreciate you. This is the Sportz Guys here. Well, we got another phone call here. Caller, we're fixing to go into a break. Can you call back after the break? But, here's the thing. We're going to take care of this. So, Sportz Guys here on Nuga Radio 927. Right here. See you in a minute. Get ready. Sportz Guys. See you in a minute.
Chattanooga Radio, Digital FM 95.3 HD4, 92.7 FM's news now.
On his last day in office, Governor Bill Haslam has granted executive clemency to 23 current or former Tennesseans. One of those is Jeremy Ingram, who had pled guilty to attempted murder of Gina Sanjeans and the murder of Virgil Schrag. Sanjeans, who was shot in the head 3 times, says she's devastated by the governor's granting clemency to the gunman. The governor's office said Ingram was 18 at the time, has undergone a transformation during 25 years of incarceration, adding that he will be subject to additional supervisions upon release. The Dade County deputy who was injured during a police chase one step closer in his recovery. In August, Major Tommy Bradford was trying to stop a speeding car when he was hit and lost his leg. He's been fitted for a new prosthetic leg. The Dade County Sheriff's Office will hold its annual fundraiser this Saturday with proceeds going to Major Bradford. It'll be held at Wes Hickson's Outdoor Adventures on Highway 11. Val St. John for Nuga Radio News Talk 92.7 Action News now.
Sean Hannity, weekday afternoons from 3 to 6 p.m. on Nuga Radio 92.7 FM.
Nuga Radio 92.7.
By now, you normally hear a kicker intro bed and me telling you why you need to buy a car or truck. This is not that ad. I want to share with you the great experience that we've had at Z Motors. When Nuga Radio was looking for a Hummer, I went to Z Motors. They have over 100 vehicles on the lot, and Phil was happy to spend all the time necessary with me, point me in the right direction. If you're looking for a Jeep Wrangler, hey, you'll find more Jeep Wranglers there than anywhere in Chattanooga. Pre-owned cars, a slew of Audis, BMWs, from a 1934 Ford truck to a 2017 Volt, a Volkswagen Jetta, and a 2018 Tundra. Plus, they can find any vehicle you're looking for. You're not going to find a big fancy showroom. See, those costs that the big dealerships are added to your purchase price. You want to call Philip at 423-240-8869. That's 240-8869. On Facebook, just search Philip Clark Sales Manager for Z Motors. It's Philip Clark Sales Manager for Z Motors. Z Motors. They're right on the corner of Hickory Valley and Shellerford Road, in front of Chattanooga Wine and Spirits. And don't forget to say hi to Rhonda, the pretty McCall at the front desk.
MLS 2239. We will beat any national mortgage company's rate all day, every day, guaranteed. I'm Ben Phillips, and a financial analyst acted upon that statement and called his local mortgage company, Home Rate Mortgage, to buy his dream home. We close the loan in 23 days, while the national guys, they usually close in 40. Home Rate Mortgage is your local mortgage company in Tennessee. Again, Home Rate Mortgage will give you the best rate all day, every day, guaranteed. So let this story be your story and call Home Rate Mortgage today, 805-9100. And there's no cost and no obligation. So why wouldn't you call 805-9100 or HomeRateMortgage.com?
Turn a house into a home. Home Rate Mortgage.
Join We've Got You Covered with Scott Schrader every Saturday from 10 to 11 on Nuga Radio. From finance to fixtures, we discuss everything you need to know about buying or owning a home, the pitfalls, the perks, and everything in between. Saturday mornings from 10 to 11, right here on Nuga Radio.
Whether you have marginal, moderate, or even extensive hair loss, you don't have to live with it. Finally, there's a procedure that becomes a part of you, and it requires no daily maintenance or special care. Let Apollo Hair Systems give you a free hair and scalp analysis today. Call 423-803-1011 and schedule this free evaluation today. Open Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. Friday and Saturday, 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. Apollo Hair Systems, 5512 Ringgold Road in Chattanooga. 423-803-1011 for Apollo Hair Systems.
If an uncertain economy and runaway stock market is making you think twice about how and where to invest, you may need some professional help. Talk to a local husband and wife team who have seen it all. Ron and Christy Adams with One Family Financial. The Adams have helped clients navigate through bull markets, bear markets, recessions, bubbles, and booms. And they have the experience to put your assets to work for you while minimizing risk. Find out how Ron and Christy can keep you on track for a long, happy, worry-free retirement. 423-710-2009 or go to onefamilyfinancial.com.
Cloudy skies will continue through your nighttime. Not that cool overnight. Lows holding into the upper 40s. For Saturday, a very wet day with rain pouring in early. Breezy mild highs up around 60. Tomorrow night turning colder with some late flurries. Breezy cold staying into the 30s on Sunday. Get your flu shot today. No appointment needed. Visit HamiltonHealth.com/HPG for Hamilton Physician Group locations in Dalton, Chatsworth, Eton, Varnell, Calhoun, and Ringgold. And I'm Storm Team 12 Chief Meteorologist at your 4.
Nuga Radio 92.7.
I'm excited. The Sportz Guys are on Nuga Radio 92.7. Rock and roll of old soul, it don't matter. Disco, calypso, it don't matter. Suit tie, top dye, it don't matter. Snakeskin, Timberlands, it don't matter. Tight fade and long braid, it don't matter. Red hair, brunette, it don't matter. See, it quits on me. I would love to have that the whole time, but you can't, you can't. So, but that is my favorite intro song. We've had it for a long, long time, and it gets the pumping of the blood.
Yes, it does.
We are in the midst of second quarter of the 2-quarter high school hour. We do this every day, Monday through Friday, from 6 to 7. We feature bowling, we feature fishing, we feature a lot of stuff. But first off, I'm going to get on this rant because I have been on this all week. And people have told me, why are you on this about Cookeville, Tennessee?
Because it's in the news. It's
in the news. It is news. It's not necessarily Cookeville, Tennessee. But let me read the headline. This came from the Nashvilleian. I guess that's right how you say that. The paper in Nashville, Nash Vegas. And it's also the same article is in the Knoxville News Sentinel. And the article was in the Chattanooga paper earlier in the week.
So it's not just Chattanooga.
So it's not. It's not. So gross receipts were down $233,312, or 14%, while playoff attendance prior to the state's 9 football championships was down. I didn't read this the other day. 29.914 from the prior year.
They have 9 championship games?
Yes.
Georgia only has 7.
The 9. And here's the thing. They have too many teams in the playoffs. I hate to say this, but it's like having a participation trophy. If you got if you have a losing record, you have a chance to make the state playoffs. Sorry, you shouldn't. But if you do, here's my problem. If your team has a losing record and you make the playoffs, let's say you have to travel. Let's say we'll use Farragut High School because that's where I went to school. And Farragut is playing Bearden High School. Farragut is, we'll say, I don't know, 9-1. And Bearden is 4-6. But they made the playoffs. You got to pay $8 to go see Farragut and Bearden play. Now, you say, well, $8 is not a lot. Okay. To me, $8 is a lot for playoffs when it's $8 for everybody. And the school gets nothing out of it. all the money that go from the state playoffs on, all the gate receipts go to TSSAA. So you got too many teams playing in the playoffs. Now, your football coaches and basketball coaches and so forth are more than welcome to call us. The number here is 423-800-8949. 800-8949. Now, I'm not disparaging, because I think if you qualify to go to state playoffs, that's awesome. But you need to have a winning record. But let's just get this down to the point. If I got a kid that is, let's say my grandkid, he's 6 years old, Josh. My grandkid's got to pay $8 to go watch a football game, whom he is not going to care about that football game 5 minutes after he gets there.
Yeah. It's
a student, a middle school student, or a freshman in high school or something, he's got to pay $8 to get in.
Well,
that's too much.
Well, I can't say much because Georgia, it's 10. But
that's too much.
But Georgia's doing something right because they're not losing money and they're not losing attendance. They're gaining.
The problem is you have too many teams in the playoffs. You have 9 football championships.
And I need to correct myself. There's 8. I forgot about the public and private that they just added for Georgia. But still,
they've got 8, and they're making money. But we're down 14%. Why? I mean, you're in the attendance is $8 is too much. My thing of it is if you're going to charge $8, you should give $3 to the school for improvements or whatever.
Well, I think in Georgia, a portion of the sales go to the host school.
I was told in Georgia, it all goes to the state of Georgia, just
and then they delegate it out, though.
No, they don't delegate it out. It all goes to GHSA. You can check me out, but I'm pretty sure that's what happens. Most states, when they do the playoffs, all the money goes to the state for that athletic authority. But I'm talking about it, so I'm going to go spend $8 in Cookeville. That's out in the middle of nowhere. You can't get to for most places unless you're all out by 40. For us in Chattanooga, you got to go 111. And you don't have any restaurants that are open after the games if you have a late game, except McDonald's. But the point of it is you're losing money. You're losing, and people aren't going. So you divided the public and private stuff. So why not make it less? Make it less. Don't put everybody in the playoffs. Did you say the first 4 in each division or each area?
Yeah, it's the top 4 seeds.
And then it's just Georgia
in the respected regions, and then the top 2 host and the bottom 2, 1 and 2 host, 3 and 4 travel. They break the brackets down into 4.
But you don't have losing record teams making the playoffs.
No, you do not.
In Tennessee, you have losing record teams making the playoffs. Too much. I mean, really, they're going to get beat in the first round.
And I'm going to do this for Tennessee here in just a second. But Georgia, they break it down to 4 quadrants, 8 teams per. So they have 32 teams per classification, and they have 8 classifications.
So, what's an average size stadium in North Georgia? 1,500, 2,000 people?
Yeah, I'm imagining like Ridgeland and LFO.
And they don't make any money off. As far as I know, they do not make any money off the state playoffs.
And just to clarify this, with the 32 teams and the 8 classifications, it's 256 total teams Georgia has per year in their state playoffs.
Okay, now go to Tennessee and figure that out.
That's exactly what I'm doing.
So 256 teams make the playoffs. But then you're down 14%. Another side note, while he's getting that information, and for y'all and for us in Tennessee, to me, this was a shocker. Unless he's moving up in the world. Greenville football coach Kane Ballard resigns after 10 years with Greenville football. Ballard, including this season, has amassed. Now check this out, Josh. After 10 seasons, This is like a Calhoun type numbers. 119 wins, 15 losses. He was 31-6 in playoffs.
Wow.
And he leaves after 10 years. He's younger than I am. So that's a huge loss to Greenville football. That's like the coach leaving Maryville.
Yeah.
He had a huge amassed record. So Greenville is losing their big coach after 10 years. 119 wins. He's 31-6 in playoffs. This year, he went through the playoffs with his team and just killed everybody. So that's what we're talking about right now. Is it, do you think it would be better for the TWSAA to cut the playoffs? Don't put everybody in there and maybe cheapen it up a little bit, or keep it the way it is, but less teams. When you're $233,000 shorter than you were the year before, there's something wrong. So that's my rant on TWSAA, which I've talked about all week. It started with me on Monday with Cookeville, how I think it's the wrong place to be. And then right after that, all three major newspapers come out with TWSAA needs to fix the failed playoff system. It's the worst financial report since 2008. That's 11 years ago. You would think after 11 years, you would have this fixed. You would know what you're doing. But instead, you're losing money. Somebody's making money, but it's just not the kids. And that's who needs to make it. I'm sorry. No participation trophy from me. If you win, you win. Okay. But you should not be in TWSAA football playoffs if you got a losing record. Sorry.
I don't think Tennessee wants me to talk about this because I'm
having
a tough time finding their brackets from last
I'm done for ranting. So we have some scores that were from last night. Can you go ahead and go over that, please?
Yeah. Well, before we get into that, I do want to say this. Which just will tie into scores here in just a minute. We have a program with the most wins in Tennessee State history on the basketball court, and they're continuing to set a dominant tone.
So do tell.
Bradley Central's girls have won 8 straight District 5 3A championships and 60 straight games against league foes.
Wow.
The defensively sound Barretts last lost in district play in 2014 against Cleveland.
Folks, it's 2019.
Since then, Bradley Central's has won 132 games compared to just 11 losses and has 2 state semifinal appearances.
Wow. See, they make it to playoffs because they're winning. Wow.
So, as far as last night, on the girls' side of the basketball programs, Baylor defeated GPS 45-34. East Hamilton defeated Saudi Daisy 59-42. Sequatchie County defeated Marion County 54-17. And down in Georgia, Tryon defeated North Cobb Christian 56-31. On the boys' side, East Hamilton defeated Saudi Daisy 64-33. Hickson defeated Ottawa 60-50. Marion County defeated Sequatchie County 56-50. And the CSTHEA Patriots defeated Tennessee Christian Prep 63-44.
And you know that tournament's coming up at that John Schulman's team is going to be playing, and we talked about yesterday. That one's coming up too.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. February 1st, correct?
Right.
Yes. All right. As far as tonight goes, all these games, the ladies tip off at 6 and the men at 7:30.
So the women just started.
Unless I state otherwise. For Sale Creek is at Saudi Daisy. Boyd Buchanan is at Notre Dame. Whitwell is at Van Buren. The ladies tip at 7 and the boys tip off at 8:30 for that. McCauley is at Baylor, a big rival there.
Oh, that is a big one.
That's the men, and they tip off at 7:30. Cleveland is at Walker Valley. Brainerd is at East Ridge. Red Bank is at Hickson. Meigs County is at Polk County. Lookout Valley is at Arts and Science. St. Andrews Swanee is at Grace Academy. Central is at Howard. McMinn County is at Bradley Central. Loudoun is at McMinn Central. Signal Mountain is at Tyner. Bearden is at East Hamilton. LFO down in Georgia. LFO is at Ringgold. The girls tip off at 7, the boys at 8:30. South Pittsburgh is at Marion County. That is also a girls at 7, boys at 8:30. Georgia Schools Christian Heritage is at Mount Zion. Northwest Whitfield is at Heritage. Gilmer County is at Ridgeland. Dalton is at Sprayberry. Gordon Lee is at Darlington. Chattooga is at Dade County. LFO is at Ringgold. Murray County is at North Murray, and Haralson County is at Sonoraville.
So there are your games tonight. If you want to go to a Georgia game, you still got time. So, and if you happen to have a score while we're still on the air, some of the girls' games early on in the Tennessee scores, most certainly call us and give us the score. We'll announce it.
And just because I enjoy doing this, wrestling Cleveland is at Notre Dame. They started at 6, and they are continuing the Georgia State duels in Macon tonight.
Very good. You see, we're trying to hit it all. So, John Schuman's no longer. Okay, thanks, Ron. I appreciate that. I remember he was there, but he's not there now. But they still have that big tournament that he is a part of. Thank you, Ron Hall. My back to my point here, and we want you to call 800-8949. That's 800-8949, area code 423. Do you think the Tennessee playoffs are a little ridiculous in putting everybody in? To me, it's like having a participation trophy. Not everybody should get one. If you're down $233,000, shouldn't you think you ought to cut some expenses and just do like maybe what Georgia does and maybe have the top 4 in each area? But with them doing the realignment and all that other stuff that they're always doing, how would you even set it up?
How often does Tennessee realign?
About every year.
Because Georgia does it every 4 years.
It seems like the state of Tennessee always is changing the realignment. Based on students.
It's based on the number of students enrolled, but you don't have to do it every year. Like I said, Georgia does it every 4. It seems
like every year the TSSAA is changing somebody's school out of the division or a different region or whatever. So no, they're not going to show you a bracket. So
I'm not. I'm going to find a bracket because I'm not counting.
But yeah, that's just the whole thing. Is that you're not? You just all of them don't need to be there, and $8 is ridiculous. But if you have less teams, maybe $8 could be okay, and you might make some. But with everybody there, I don't think so. Number's 800-8949. 800-8949. Give us a call here. We love to hear from you. We love to hear about just about anything. Our next hour will be in other sports stories across the country, locally and regionally.
And just so everybody knows, at some point between 7 and 9, we are going to go over the top 25 football movies of all time.
So if you think you have the number one, or you want what you think is number one, go ahead and post it on Facebook, Nuga Radio 92.7, or hit us up on the phone and find out where your movie is. Sometime between 7 and 9, we're gonna start talking about the movies. You got a lot of them. So, are you counting? I guess you found the bracket, didn't you?
Told you I would.
But just too many. Look at that. It's just too many teams. That bracket looks a whole lot larger than Tennessee.
Well, that one was actually 32. It's the same as Georgia, but
I bet you some of them had losing records too. One of them was 5 and 6.
Yeah.
You shouldn't be making the playoffs if you're 5 and 6. Sorry,
but I can't.
It's each. You got Class 1A, 2A. Why don't you break it down instead of having so many different divisions and all that kind of stuff?
There's nine divisions. There's the Class A's and then the Division 2s classes, whereas Georgia just has a straight 8, and the only difference between one and the other is they have a private Class A. They have a private and a public. They do break.
How do you have a public?
Well,
private.
Private.
Explain that.
Private includes like Darlington. They live on campus.
I understand
stuff like that.
But
I don't know how they. Honestly, I don't know how they break down the private and the public, but I do know that they have some of those teams, and I can't remember if they're in the public or the private, but some of those teams are made up of entirely of homeschooled children,
who live near some school, and they probably play sports.
No, they don't play at a school. They have formed their own team, and that's from my understanding. I could be wrong. If you know more about this than I do, please give us a call.
800-8949, because I don't get how, my thing of it is, if you're a homeschool and you have a kid that wants to play sports, my understanding is you can go to the nearest school, public school, and that child can play sports for them. But they don't have to go to school there. That's my understanding. So, but, what do I understand? I not a lot on that. So maybe somebody could educate me on how the difference between public and private and homeschool and how you're able to play sports with them, because that's what I understood, that you could just, join in. If you're at home doing homeschool, you can just join the school near you. But, maybe I just don't know. I'm going to be educated before this month is out, or next month. I will know a lot more about this than I do. I can promise you that. Hey, you're listening to Sports Guys here on Nuga Radio 92.7. We appreciate Ron Hall for correcting me. He likes to do that, but right? So, but he's also a good folk, so he's a good friend.
Ron Hall is one of my favorite people on the planet.
And he knows a ton about North Georgia and high school football around here. So we're going to be back in a minute. We're going to talk after the top of the hour. We're going to be right back with you talking UT basketball. How bad the Lady Vols are not doing well. We're going to talk a lot of stuff. Trivia questions. That's what we're going to do. We'll see you in a minute on the Sports Guys on Nuga Radio 92.7.
The station you hear everywhere. Nuga Radio 92.7. 3, 2, 1.
Chattanooga Radio. Digital FM 95.3 HD4. 92.7 FM's news now.
Hamilton County fugitive added to the TBI's top 10 most wanted list. The TBI confirming to News Channel 9 James David Robinson being sought in connection to the discovery of skeletal remains in October of 2018 in Polk County on Benton Mountain near Reliance. The remains were ultimately identified as those of Jacob Dakota Moore of Athison. If you see Robinson, call 1-800-TBI-FINE. TBI says he should be considered armed and dangerous. A proposed Tennessee law will significantly increase the fine for drivers who fail to stop for school buses. Failure to do so would elevate the crime to a Class E felony from a Class A misdemeanor, also increase the fine to a maximum of $3,000. If passed, the law would take effect July 1st. And today, his last day in office, Governor Bill Haslam has granted executive clemency to 23 current or former Tennesseans. Val St. John for Nuga Radio, News Talk 92.7, Action News Now.
Nuga Radio, Chattanooga weather.
Cloudy skies will continue through your nighttime. Not that cool overnight. Lows holding in the upper 40s. For Saturday, a very wet day with rain pouring in early. Breezy mild highs up around 60. Tomorrow night turning colder with some late flurries. Breezy cold staying into the 30s on Sunday. Get your flu shot today. No appointment needed. Visit HamiltonHealth.com/HPG for Hamilton Physician Group locations in Dalton, Chatsworth, Eton, Varnell, Calhoun, and Ringgold. And I'm Storm Team 12 Chief Meteorologist Pat Moore.
Nuga Radio 92.7.
As a small business owner, you know that running a business is no easy task. You're in the office and on your third cup of coffee before most even roll out of bed. That's why you need office equipment and solutions that help keep your business running smoothly. The experts at RJ Young provide office technology that ensures your business's network stays efficient and secure, so you can focus on what truly matters, growing your business. To discover how RJ Young can help your small business grow, visit rjyoung.com/smallbusiness.
The first responders. These are the men and women who put themselves in harm's way for us. And here at Nuga Radio, we want to do our part to say thank you. On Nuga Radio, every Friday is First Responder Friday. This Friday, we salute Chief Charles Dude Harris of the Highway 58 Fire Department for going above and beyond in the line of duty. If you see Chief Harris, tell him thank you. We'll honor a first responder with a thank you gift from Nuga Radio's community partners. If there's a first responder you'd like us to honor, go to NugaRadio.com and submit your nomination. First Responder Friday, sponsored by Doug Yates Towing and Recovery, Mad Philly, New York Pizza Department, and Nuga Radio.
Even if you like your job, there are some things that can drive you nuts. Like the anonymous coward who steals your lunch from the break room fridge. Or maybe Tyler, the IT guy, who gives you that condescending look when you tell him that your computer is acting up again, as if somehow it's your fault. You put up with these clowns every single day. But what happens when you've had enough? That's the day you decide to retire. At least that's the hope, right? But will you be able to retire? Can you afford to retire? That's why you need to talk to Ron and Christy Adams at One Family Financial. They can't do anything about Cody, that moron who heats up fish in the microwave, but they can strategize with you on how to get the most out of your 401k or pension, how to grow your money without losing your shirt in the market, and how to help make your money last in retirement. Talk to Ron and Christy today about whether you'll be ready to retire when you finally had it with seeing Ethan walk out of the bathroom again without washing his hands. Gross. Call Ron and Christy Adams at One Family Financial, 423-710-2009, 423-710-2009.
Get back there, you dang Yankee! Great horny toads, I'm up north. Gotta burn my boots. They touched Yankee soil. Lay down your arms and step forward, Yankee.
What's the hassle, Schmassel?
My orders from General Lee is to hold the Macy-Dixie line, and no Yankees are crossing it.
An allegation of suborning perjury rocks the White House.
This is one of the most damaging allegations against the president so far.
President Trump tweets he'll have a big announcement tomorrow.
Could be a deal to end the shutdown.
And Mr. Trump prepares for a second meeting with Kim Jong-un.
They still call North Korea an extraordinary threat.
This is the CBS World News Roundup Late Edition.
I'm Pam Coulter. The White House is flatly denying a BuzzFeed story that says President Trump ordered former lawyer Michael Cohen to lie to Congress about their work on a Trump Tower Moscow project. Spokeswoman Sarah Sanders.
Absolutely ridiculous. I think that the president's outside counsel addressed this best and said in a statement earlier today that's categorically false.
In Washington, CBS's Paula Reed has more.
If this BuzzFeed News report is true, that the special counsel has evidence beyond just Michael Cohen's testimony that the president directed his former personal attorney to lie to Congress, then we are likely on our way to possible impeachment proceedings, because this is black and white. This is a very easily provable or chargeable crime.
Democrats vowed to investigate and have ramped up their talk of impeachment. President Trump tweeted tonight that he plans a major announcement on the 4-week-old government shutdown and the humanitarian crisis at the border at 3 p.m. tomorrow. CBS's Bill Rakoff has the latest.
CBS News chief Washington correspondent Major Garrett spoke to a senior administration official who said the president will not be announcing a national emergency tomorrow, but will present what the White House believes could be a deal to end the shutdown. No details were made available. Apparently, this deal was worked out within the past 24 hours, influenced on talks on Capitol Hill between Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell, Vice President Pence, and White House advisor Jared Kushner.
After Mr. Trump's 90-minute meeting with the North Korean envoy today, the White House said there will be a second summit with Kim Jong-un next month. CBS's Margaret Brennan says the meeting was needed to restart the diplomatic process.
The planning that is already happening, but the details, the actual diplomacy is what still hasn't been worked out here. It appears to be stalled. We did see this first face-to-face meeting between the new North Korea envoy, Steve Biegun, and the spy chief. Secretary of State also in the room, but the diplomacy has not been moving forward in the way that the administration would like.
Stocks advanced across the board. The Dow rose 336. NASDAQ was up 72. Now this.
Don't miss a night of nonstop action, starting with a new MacGyver, followed by a thrilling underwater rescue on a new Hawaii Five-0, and Tom Selleck in a new Blue Bloods, tonight on CBS.
Juice, Mom. Juice, juice, juice. Mommy, why are we going to the store? Mom, I want juice. Mom, juice, juice, juice. Mommy, juice, juice, Mom. Juice, juice.
Your child will have different needs at different stages of life, and that includes the car seat. That's right, the car seat. A car seat isn't one size fits all. You have to have the right seat based on your child's age, weight, and height. See, car crashes are a leading killer of children ages 1 to 13. But there's a website that gives you all the information you need, safercar.gov/the-right-seat. You'll find out about types of seats, when to have a seat rear-facing, when to switch it to forward-facing, when it's time for a booster seat, and when it's time for your child to ride in the back seat with a seatbelt. Protect your child's future at every stage of life. Go to safercar.gov/the-right-seat. That's safercar.gov/the-right-seat.
A message from the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
31 states are under some kind of weather alert for a storm that's already caused hazardous travel conditions in the Midwest. Omaha's Epley Airfield was closed after a Southwest Airlines plane slid off an icy runway. Brian Hurley of the Weather Prediction Center.
Pennsylvania northward, you're talking about a considerable amount of wintry precipitation. Some of that is not going to be all snow. Those areas right along the coast, New Jersey, up into southern New England, Long Island, we do expect precipitation to start at snow. Even New York City may get 3 to 6 inches of snow.
Contract talks continue as LA teachers remained on strike for a 5th day.
My students have to wait a day, maybe 2, to see a counselor, to see a psychiatric social worker. Kids who are having issues do not have the luxury to wait.
Teachers want higher pay, smaller class sizes, and more support staff. You're listening to the CBS World News Round.
3, 2, 1.
Chattanooga Radio. Digital FM 95.3 HD4. 92.7 FM's news now.
On his last day in office, Governor Bill Haslam has granted executive clemency to 23 current or former Tennesseans. One of those is Jeremy Ingram, who had pled guilty to attempted murder of Gina Sanjeans and the murder of Virgil Schrag. Sanjeans, who was shot in the head 3 times, says she's devastated by the governor's granting clemency to the gunman. The governor's office said Ingram was 18 at the time, has undergone a transformation during 25 years of incarceration, adding that he will be subject to additional supervisions upon release. The Dade County deputy who was injured during a police chase one step closer in his recovery. In August, Major Tommy Bradford was trying to stop a speeding car when he was hit and lost his leg. He's been fitted for a new prosthetic leg. The Dade County Sheriff's Office will hold its annual fundraiser this Saturday with proceeds going to Major Bradford. It'll be held at Wes Hickson's Outdoor Adventures on Highway 11. Val St. John for Nooga Radio, News Talk 92.7, Action News now.
Nooga Radio, Chattanooga weather.
Cloudy skies will continue through your nighttime. Not that cool overnight. Lows holding into the upper 40s. For Saturday, a very wet day with rain pouring in early. Breezy mild highs up around 60. Tomorrow night turning colder with some late flurries. Breezy cold staying into the 30s on Sunday. Get your flu shot today. No appointment needed. Visit HamiltonHealth.com/HPG for Hamilton Physician Group locations in Dalton, Chatsworth, Eton, Varnell, Calhoun, and Ringgold. And I'm Storm Team 12 Chief Meteorologist at your 4.
Nooga Radio 92.7.
Where can you find exotic surroundings, fine dining, and a taste of Italy tucked away in Chattanooga? On Highway 58, you'll find Portobello's. They serve up food just like Mama used to make, but without the extra helping of guilt. Portobello's has fresh, homemade pasta and signature dishes sure to please, bringing you back for more. Just like Mama, the folks at Portobello's are always happy to see you and always happy to meet your friends. Call ahead for delicious takeout or just show up for their amazing Portobello's menu. Portobello'sChattanooga.com. Chattanooga's home for the finest Italian food.
space, the final frontier.
Whether it's a man cave, she shed her office, L&K Buildings and Trailer Sales has your space. The perfect portable building just for you. L&K Buildings and Trailer Sales is a premier building authorized dealer. You tired of paying high storage fees, lack of security, and not having easy access to your stuff? Then L&K has the building just for you. Or if you're looking for a mini home or the perfect hunting cabin, L&K has the building that will convert perfectly. Free delivery up to 50 miles. No credit checks and low monthly payments. Call L&K today at 706-858-0077. 706-858-0077. On Facebook, search L&K Buildings and Trailer Sales. 3532 Lakeview Drive, Rossville, Georgia. L&K's featured storage unit this month is a center cabin 12x32, featuring 15% off. L&K Buildings and Trailer Sales. Call 706-858-0077.
All the other guys are a bunch of weenies.
Nuga Radio 92.7.
Chattanooga, wake up. It's 7 o'clock. It's 7:08. And you know what that means? The Sportz Guys are right there in front of you on the airway. Around the wide world. It don't matter. People want to hear the sport. So it don't matter. The Sportz Guys. It don't matter. And me and Josh. We are the Sportz Guys, and we're going to bring you the best show we can bring you. We thank you so much for being a part of us, and our sponsors who think highly of us want me to tell you how. I'm going to see how wonderful they are. The most award-winning Donna Darns, a Cry Like realtor of 13 years, is a real estate guru. She has a no-cost evaluation. She has the passion and energy that I do, maybe more. She will not rest until she finds you a home. So call her at 238-5440 or 423-544-1906. She is a Sportz Guys 5-star point guard. She will take care of you. You're thinking Italian food tonight for dinner? I got it for you. Go to 4922. Put that in your little phone. Portobello's, right there behind Tennessee Valley Federal Credit Union. Get you some homemade lasagna. Get you some homemade stromboli, some pies. Listen to the just great music. And take your friend out there for a special moment. Take your father, daughter, date, whatever. Take it out to Portobello's and tell them the Sportz Guy said, hey, 4922 Highway 58. You got to go. Most people, like I and a few others, have to go grocery shopping this weekend. And you're going to go to a box store to get your food. But then you want to get like celery and fresh fruits, nuts, berries.
I'm particular to mangoes. Mangoes
or whatever, all those things you need. You may be cooking a special meal. It may be, there's Brandon. Hey, Brandon. All those things you may need since, you want to get some fruit, some vegetables for the kids for school next week. Well, there's one place you need to go. And you need to remember this is so easy from root to fruit. The freshest vegetables, the freshest fruit, the largest strawberries I've ever seen. They're about the size of Texas. They got Amish cheese. There's a difference between, and I have learned this, there's a difference between Colby cheese in the store and Amish Colby cheese. I had some Gouda cheese. There's a difference between Gouda cheese in the box store and Gouda cheese at Root to Fruit.
Well, that's because the box store is made in a factory and the Amish is made by hand. It's fresh. And
exactly. That's the point of it's fresh. So and then you're going to ask me, well, John Christopher, where is Root to Fruit? Because I need to know who this is.
Well, we'll tell you.
3660 Ringo Road, right up north of Amigos before you get to Food City on the left, coming from the interstate. Number there is 827-0880. 423-827-0880 is their number. Go there tomorrow. Yeah, we're going to make a pick here, Brandon, here in a little while. Go by there and tell the sports guy, I said, hey, ask for Courtney and ask her, what does she do that's so special from everybody else in this whole city? And she's going to tell y'all, she goes through every bag, every onion bag, every apple bag, every bag, any fruit that's in a bag type thing, package. She goes through every package, get the freshest fruit and all that. She pulls it all out. So you're going to have the most freshest fruit. So Root to Fruit is at 3660 and a half Ringo Road. Phone number is 423-827-0880. And our favorite friend, AJ, she owns a sports bar called AJ Sports Bar and Grill at 6238 Bonnie Oaks Drive. From steaks to chopped steaks to nachos, wings, sliders, sandwiches, burgers, and wings.
Oh, those wings are delicious.
You need to go see her.
Not to mention, I didn't say this, the last one, 16 different beers on tap and another 10 different beers bottled.
Exactly. So when you got, you want to do a little night out, go down there and I'll save you some money. You got a date, you want to meet somebody, meet them at AJ Sports Bar and Grill, and I got a deal for you. If you go in there and ask for AJ, hey AJ, the sports guy said, I need his table. And she takes you to this table, you're going to save 15% off your bill. Now, that doesn't include alcohol, but it does include food and everything else. So 15%. But you got to ask for AJ, and you got to ask and have her take you to my table. Now, all y'all don't start fighting over my table, because my table has the very best view of the biggest TVs there. They have dozens of TVs. And it has the best view of the biggest TVs there to watch the biggest game. You got playoffs this weekend. You got basketball. You got UT playing Alabama tomorrow. In basketball, we're going to trounce them, the number 3 Tennessee Vols. So go see AJ's at 6238 Bonnie Oaks Drive, 423-485-9080. Tell AJ to get you that table. L&K Buildings is a premier building dealer. And I'm playing boss now. 5% off on all the buildings there. There's a building there that's a 12 by 32. It can be converted into a tiny home. They have the ability to convert it into a tiny home. If you go to my page, Chris Clanton, on Facebook, there are pictures of this building. You need to call Lisa at 706-956-8681. That's 706-956-8681, and tell her you want to look at that 12 by 32. I'm telling you, I'm looking at a 12 by 24. It's a little bit smaller. And that's what I'm going to do. They have no credit check, monthly payments, and you'll save money from doing the storage shed thing. And it's a whole lot more secure. And it's in your own property. And you won't have to worry about people getting in there. So you can change, and I'll be honest with you, she's going to be here on Monday or Tuesday, and she's going to tell you, just like I'm telling you now, for $1,500, you can convert that 12 by 32 into a small, tiny home for $1,500. See, look at that. He's got that head. Yeah. So 12 by 32 building. There's pictures on my Facebook page. Go see it. And, and they're going to give you I'm just telling you, they're going to give you 5% off anyway. So telling the sports guy said, hey, I had so much to talk about. But I had to talk about my friends, because my friends are like family. And they're important to me, just like these people here.
Well, you mentioned, Tennessee basketball being ranked number 3.
They are number 3.
I don't get the college basketball ranking system. I mean, you got Duke, who's number 1, who just lost in overtime to Syracuse. However, Florida State, over this past weekend, because I watched the game, lost to Duke by a last-second 2-pointer.
Well, you moved,
and we moved up to number 11 from number 13, but we lost. But Duke lost, and they stayed at number 1. So I don't understand. I've never understood college basketball is how they rank. I mean, you figure you lose, you drop, not go up or stay the same. But
right. But we play Alabama tomorrow. We're going to roll that tide. They hope they're ready to play because unlike my Lady Vols, who's on a 4-game losing streak since 1972, that's the last time they had a 4-game losing streak. And you're going to tell me, or I hear in a press conference, they just weren't motivated. You know what? If they're not motivated, it's time for Phil Fulmer to X-nay you out.
Yeah.
It's time for you to save Lady Vols basketball now.
How do you not get excited playing Lady Vol basketball? I mean,
Alabama had a 3-game winning streak over us.
I mean, I'm not by any means a Tennessee fan. I mean,
20 points.
But Tennessee Lady Vols, there's like one of the most prestigious basketball programs. They're up there with UConn and Notre Dame. And how do you not get excited to play for that?
I mean, in the fourth quarter, Alabama went on 26-4 run. Come on now. Really? It's time for her to go.
That's unbelievable.
And I'm a UT fan. True and true. I was ready for her to go last year. It's time for Phil Fulmer to save the Lady Vols program. Because if you don't, these lackluster, no energy, no emotion are going to be more. And we want to, I mean, we're 13th.
That's unheard of for Lady Vol basketball.
They're like 20. No, what I'm saying is we're at the bottom third of the SEC.
Wow.
So, Butch Jones, brick by brick, was headed with Mike Locksley up to Maryland. Apparently, he didn't like it. So he's going to stay at Alabama because he's going to become position coach. He wants to sit down there and smoke him a cigar and that kind of thing. I guess you don't have enough UT out of him. He's got to come down and rub it more.
Yeah.
Because if he ran that program, they'd be wanting him out quickly. Very quickly. So, Butch Jones, I got nothing for you. Never have. So, I have talked about this, and I said there's an angle to all this. So when Urban Meyer said, "Oh, my heart's hurt. I need time to rest it because I need more time with my family," and he leaves Florida, he takes a gig with ESPN. Remember that?
Yes, I do.
And then after that, didn't last long. Where does he go? He goes to Great Recruiter. Yeah. How many of them went to the NFL? None. But, how many stars did he have? He had Alvin Kamara, and he didn't play him, and he's an MVP in the NFL. So, back to Urban Meyer. So, you're going to sit there and say, because of the situation with the coach and the domestic violence and all that stuff you knew.
And you lied.
Maybe it's time for me to move on. So I'll move on. But I'm going to teach ethics. Sure.
I still laugh at that. That's still hilarious to me.
And then he's going to be an associate athletic director in charge of whatever. And he's going to make $100,000 playing athletic director, associate athletic director. So you can't live off, it's not the same salary as what he was making at being a coach. So he's probably making $3-4 million a year or better.
Yeah.
Why don't you Google that, what his salary was as a coach? So now Guess what he is? He has taken another position.
Because one's not enough.
Because he didn't want, he wants to spend time with his family. He's not going to be able to coach. So he goes and takes a job with Fox Sports 1 Saturdays for college football. Really?
There you go.
So how much did he make? He made $7.6 million.
$6 million it was supposed to be through the 2022 season.
So he's gonna, so he's gonna get a payout. $7.6 million, and now he's gonna make $100,000 being an athletic director, and then whatever he's gonna make out of his, because he's in there for 2022.
Yeah. So this was his total for the 2018 season was $7.6 million. It was a $1.2 million raise.
So. He's lost a lot of money. I guess he's got some bills to pay. So I wonder what Fox is paying him to go there. But now he's, but he needs time with his family. It's time for him to step down and get out of the way. But then you're going to go up there, and I can see it coming right now. He's going to go up there to Fox, and some school next season is going to fire their coach. Can you imagine what school that could be in the SEC? Where would you go if they fired somebody like in, Arkansas or an SEC East team? Don't think he wouldn't put his hat back in there.
Oh yeah,
and be right back in here. So. I'm going to throw so why he's on this role as sports announcer for the Big Ten Network. He's going to be on it with Chris Carter, Robert Smith, Chris Spielman, and James Laurentis, which, his dad was a wrestler.
You talking about Urban Meyer still?
Yes.
Yeah, he's it says he could work either in studio, analyst, color commentator for game coverage for Fox Sports.
And of course, they own the Big Ten Network, so he's going to be on that. So Urban Meyer's going to make $100,000 playing athletic director because he really needed to get out, but then all of a sudden, he's going to be playing announcer, and he'll probably end up being back in coaching within 2 years.
Well, this is also says that Fox Sports, he would join host Rob Stone and former NFL coach Dave Wannstedt and 04 Heisman Trophy winner Matt Leinart on the network's college studio shows. And
do you even? I'll be honest with you. Who watches Fox Sports One for college football?
Well, and this ties into what we were talking about earlier this week too. During the 2018 season, Fox Sports broadcasted Big 12, Big 10, and Pac-12 conference games, as well as the championship games for the Big 10 and the Pac-12.
Nobody watches that anyway. So the AAC is not going to discipline the two officials who ejected UConn coach Dan Hurley and Tulsa coach Frank Harth. They're not going to do anything to them for ejecting them.
That was over a handshake, too, after the post-game handshake.
Post-game handshake, and they eject both of them.
I still don't understand what they did to get ejected.
I don't understand. I have watched the video multiple times. But you're right, Drew Roden. Kamara was recruited by Alabama. But then he goes up to Tennessee, was not utilized. So that's my rant for that. Yeah, I always do football and stuff, so I know you got some baseball, but I got a question for you.
And I've got a couple of football stories, too, before we go to baseball.
Well, go ahead.
So today, the Dallas Cowboys fired their offensive coordinator, Scott Linehan.
Yeah.
Just a few minutes after that, Des Bryant posted a cryptic tweet.
So what did he do?
All he did was it's the Kermit the Frog that's sipping the tea.
Yeah.
Like that's none of my business.
Yeah.
He posted that picture with just some dots.
Wow.
Almost like
he's been very critical of Jerry Jones not firing their coach.
Yeah. So then it happens, and it's almost like he's taking credit for it, like he's been saying that for however long he's been saying it.
So I'm fixing to shake the tree for you Dallas fans out there, and I know AJ's husband is not going to like this, but I'm going to put it out there anyway. So, is the New Orleans Saints the new America's team? 800-8949. That's 423-8949. Tell me why you think they should be or should not be America's team. I'm interested to hear your rebuttal to this.
Well, how many Super Bowls has Dallas been to over the years?
A few.
A lot more than what New Orleans has. So on that premise alone, no, they are not America's team. It's still, you could argue that, I mean, this will really ruffle feathers. You could actually argue that the Patriots would be more of America's team.
They're the most hated team.
Oh, I know, but I'm just saying, when we go off of Super Bowl appearances, the Cowboys have had several, and everybody loves the Cowboys because they had great teams too. 8. Yeah. But furthermore, being a Carolina Panther fan, it's a massive no just because of that.
So,
but no,
I mean, you Dallas fans out here in the world of the internet and out here in Chattanooga, is the Saints your new America's team? Is Drew Brees your Troy Aikman? No. Now, is Alvin Kamara your new man over Emmitt Smith? I'll give my opinion when we come back. You're listening to the Sportz Guys on Nuga Radio 92.7. See you in a minute.
3, 2, 1.
Chattanooga Radio. Digital FM 95.3 HD4. 92.7 FM's news. Now.
Hamilton County fugitive added to the TBI's top 10 most wanted list. The TBI confirming to News Channel 9 James David Robinson being sought in connection to the discovery of skeletal remains in October of 2018 in Polk County on Benton Mountain near Reliance. The remains were ultimately identified as those of Jacob Dakota Moore of Athison. If you see Robinson, call 1-800-TBI-FINE. TBI says he should be considered armed and dangerous. A proposed Tennessee law will significantly increase the fine for drivers who fail to stop for school buses. Failure to do so would elevate the crime to a Class E felony from a Class A misdemeanor, also increase the fine to a maximum of $3,000. If passed, the law would take effect July 1st. And today, his last day in office, Governor Bill Haslam has granted executive clemency to 23 current or former Tennesseans. Val St. John for Nuga Radio, News Talk 92.7, Action News now.
Sean Hannity, weekday afternoons from 3 to 6 p.m. on Nuga Radio 92.7 FM.
Nuga Radio 92.7.
MLS 2239. We will beat any national mortgage company's rate. All day, every day, guaranteed. I'm Ben Phillips, and a financial analyst acted upon that statement and called his local mortgage company, Home Rate Mortgage, to buy his dream home. We close the loan in 23 days, while the national guys, they usually close in 40. Home Rate Mortgage is your local mortgage company in Tennessee. Again, Home Rate Mortgage will give you the best rate all day, every day, guaranteed. So let this story be your story and call Home Rate Mortgage today, 805-9100. And there's no cost and no obligation. So why wouldn't you call 805-9100 or HomeRateMortgage.com?
Turn a house into a home rate mortgage.
By now, you'd normally hear a kicker intro bed and me telling you why you need to buy a car or truck. This is not that ad. I want to share with you the great experience that we've had at Z Motors. When Nuga Radio was looking for a Hummer, I went to Z Motors. They have over 100 vehicles on the lot, and Phil was happy to spend all the time necessary with me, point me in the right direction. If you're looking for a Jeep Wrangler, hey, you'll find more Jeep Wranglers there than anywhere in Chattanooga. Pre-owned cars, a slew of Audis, BMWs, from a 1934 Ford truck to a 2017 Volt, a Volkswagen Jetta, and a 2018 Tundra. Plus, they can find any vehicle you're looking for. You're not going to find a big fancy showroom. See, those costs at the big dealerships are added to your purchase price. You want to call Philip at 423-240-8869. That's 240-8869. On Facebook, just search Philip Clark Sales Manager for Z Motors. It's Philip Clark Sales Manager for Z Motors. Z Motors. They're right on the corner of Hickory Valley and Shallowford Road in front of Chattanooga Wine and Spirits. And don't forget to say hi to Rhonda, the pretty McCall at the front desk.
Join We've Got You Covered with Scott Schrader every Saturday from 10 to 11 on Nooga Radio. From finance to fixtures, we discuss everything you need to know about buying or owning a home, the pitfalls, the perks, and everything in between. Saturday mornings from 10 to 11, right here on Nooga Radio.
Whether you have marginal, moderate, or even extensive hair loss, you don't have to live with it. Finally, there's a procedure that becomes a part of you, and it requires no daily maintenance or special care. Let Apollo Hair Systems give you a free hair and scalp analysis today. Call 423-803-1011 and schedule this free evaluation today. Open Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. Friday and Saturday, 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. Apollo Hair Systems, 5512 Ringgold Road in Chattanooga. 423-803-1011 for Apollo Hair Systems.
If an uncertain economy and runaway stock market is making you think twice about how and where to invest, you may need some professional help. Talk to a local husband and wife team who have seen it all. Ron and Christy Adams with One Family Financial. The Adams have helped clients navigate through bull markets, bear markets, recessions, bubbles, and booms. And they have the experience to put your assets to work for you while minimizing risks. Find out how Ron and Christy can keep you on track for a long, happy, worry-free retirement. 423-710-2009 or go to onefamilyfinancial.com.
Sunny skies will continue through your nighttime. Not that cool overnight. Lows holding into the upper 40s. For Saturday, a very wet day with rain pouring in early. Breezy mile highs up around 60. Tomorrow night turning colder with some late flurries. Breezy cold staying into the 30s on Sunday. Get your flu shot today. No appointment needed. Visit HamiltonHealth.com/HPG for Hamilton Physician Group locations in Dalton, Chatsworth, Eton, Varnell, Calhoun, and Ringgold. And I'm Storm Team 12 Sheet Meteorologist at your 4.
The radio 92.7.
The greatest sports show in Chattanooga. 100,000 people right here in Chattanooga. And it's all about you. You are the Sportz Guys. We're just the moderators of the greatest sports show right here in Chattanooga on Nooga Radio 927. Woo! Can you give me a woo-hoo? Because you know what? We want you to be a part of this show. Call us at 800-8949. That's 800-8949. So, back to the question I imposed before the break. And then I'm going to do a little reading, tell you about my friends. I want you to think about this. Think hard, because he is a Panthers fan. I like the Falcons. I'm not as dedicated to the South as you are. But is now modern day Cowboys are dead. Couldn't get past the second round of the playoffs, first round. Are the Saints the new America's team? Is Drew Brees the new Troy Aikman? Is Kamara the new Emmitt Smith? Are the Saints the team?
No, because
hold on, you cannot answer.
I've already answered before the break.
It doesn't matter what you think. It doesn't matter what I think. But it does matter what you think. So, as I reach over there, ponder that thought. AJ Sports Bar and Grill at 6238 Bonnie Oaks Drive. Just know, if you want wings, it's not Hooters. It's not any other business that has wings. The best wings in Chattanooga is at AJ Sports Bar and Grill. It's more intimate. You have a table that you can save 15% just bringing my name up. I mean, you go anywhere else and you say, I'm the sports guy, and they go, who the heck are you? When you go to AJ's, the sports guy, that tells you something. It's royalty. You can get steaks, chopped steaks with sides like, I believe she said, okra, and what was that vegetable she said?
I remember pinto beans.
Pinto beans, all kinds of stuff. Dozens of TVs to watch every sport in the world, including the playoffs this weekend. Make sure you tell them ask about my seat. You can get 15% off. 423-485-9080. And the only way you can get that 15% off is to ask for AJ, even if she's busy, and say, I want the Sportz Guys seat. Got to do that. When you go shopping this weekend, you have got to get fresh fruits and vegetables and that kind of thing, right?
Oh, exactly.
So and typically you go to a box store to buy your food.
Mm-hmm.
But I found a place, and a place that appreciates me, and I appreciate them. But they had the freshest fruits, vegetables, berries, nuts, cheeses, the freshest everything that you could ever get. It's like that fruit stand, vegetable stand that you had back in a kid. You went and got those tomatoes and all that stuff. They buy local farmers right around here. 3660 and a half Ringo Road, just north of the studios. It's north of Amigos, right in that area. So, let me tell you what they got on sale. Because you may be cooking this weekend. You got some cabbage for 29 cents a pound, some oranges for $3 for $1, grapefruit $3 for $1, tomatoes $3 a cup. That's a lot of tomatoes just to have tomato sandwiches. 10-pound Idaho russet potatoes $2.99. Greens, all greens 99 cents a pound. Cut turnips 49 cents a pound. Sweet onions 99 cents a pound. Freshest vegetables there. Ask for Courtney. She will take care of you, and show you exactly what you need. If you got a special dinner, she'll hook you right up. You're thinking Italian, I'm thinking Portobello's at 4922 Highway 58, right behind Tennessee Valley Federal Credit Union at the corner of Jersey Pike. Freshest food, freshest sauces, spices, lasagna, the pizzas, the stromboli. Special place, special music. Go to Portobello's right there on 4922 Highway 58. Donna Darns, award-winning realtor, Crylac Realtor for 13 years. She is a real estate guru. She offers her clients a no-cost evaluation. She has the power, the passion, the energy to find you that home. I'm approving 60 homes. Will not rest until she finds your perfect house for you and your family. Do what I did. Do what the Sportz Guys did. 238-5440. 238-5440. 544-1906. I guarantee if you call her right now, she will answer her phone and she will take care of you right then. She is a 5-star athlete for the Sportz Guys. I have told about our friends, and I asked you a question.
Mm-hmm.
Are the New Orleans Saints America's new team? Is that everybody's team? I can tell you right now, based on everything I've seen this week, the most hated team in America is, and you can answer it,
the New England Patriots.
Why? Because it was brought up to me, Deflategate, by Jason Argonaut several times, several other people. You're wondering if the balls are going to be inflated right. Are they going to cheat? Are they going to use video cameras to find out what Kansas City is going to do? You know, it was a very close game between them and Kansas City the last time.
Mm-hmm.
The young kid almost got there.
Yeah,
but he's a smart kid.
And he's at home.
And he's at home, and it's cold.
It's going to be cold.
It's going to be cold. Colder than here.
Colder than the game with the Colts.
Yeah. And so, would you say New England is the most hated team in America, and the Saints are the most liked in America's new team for America?
I'll tell you this. We were talking about the Patriots earlier today at the food bank where I work. And we actually, it started with as a hockey conversation because we were talking about the Boston Bruins, how they're the most hated team. Not Boston,
the Rangers.
Excuse me, not Boston, Detroit, the Red Wings, they're the most hated team. And and we were explaining it to somebody, and I said, the Detroit Red Wings are the New England Patriots of the NHL. And what I mean by that is you either are a fan of the New England Patriots because you live in Boston, or you're a fan of somebody else like me, Carolina, and you just absolutely hate the Patriots. There's no in between. There's no, they're okay. No, it's either you love them or you hate them. And if you love them, you live in or around Boston.
That's the only people that love them, who care about them. Maybe I saw some map today, and it showed the New England area, Boston, and it showed Michigan that was really pulling for the Patriots. Talon Williams goes the Cheatriots. Anyone but Brady, of course.
Oh yeah, me and Talon, we go back a long ways, and we have a mutual dislike of Tom Brady and the Patriots.
He don't like the Panthers either. But seriously though,
he's just
are they America's team? I need to hear from you. 800-8949. That's 423-800-8949. We want to hear from you. Are you really thinking? Because I'm thinking, if you don't call, then you must agree with the article I read that the Saints are now America's team. They're going to be, every time that Fox comes open, it's always going to be a Saints game instead of a Cowboys game. And they're going to go, and you could hear Joe Buck going, basically, America's team, the New Orleans Saints.
I personally don't want to hear Joe Buck say anything because I wish he had quit calling games, period. But that's just me. I'm not a fan.
So I'm guessing America and all our people here think that the Saints are America's team. Okay, cool deal.
Well, I know 3 people that
they better call, because putting on Facebook doesn't count. You got to call.
What about texting me?
Texting you does not count.
And
you can tell that's something special over there that, she ends up putting the Patriots out there. You're going to have to put her out to the side.
She's not a Patriots fan. She's smart.
So
while we're waiting on the football phone calls to come in, I would just like to take a moment and say that my Cincinnati Reds are on the verge of a major trade.
Oh, you're fixing to get rid of people you just got?
No, we're about to add to our pitching staff.
Y'all are trying to win something over there, aren't you?
Trying to win the division and go to the playoffs.
Oh, come on now.
The Reds are making progress on a trade for Yankees starting pitcher Sonny Gray. And I like Sonny Gray as a pitcher. I don't like he plays for the Yankees, but I like him as a pitcher. He's a great pitcher.
Well, of course you would. I mean, anybody the Yankees have the best bullpen, they say, on paper in baseball. So does that mean that y'all going to be the best baseball team in the National League? Could you be that?
I hope so. I mean,
you're gonna have the best. You're gonna have the best right fielder in the National League.
Oh yeah,
you're not gonna be able to get that extra base hit with Twig.
He takes that away.
And you got Woods, who's
a great left-handed pitcher,
starting.
Yes,
and then you got Kemp, who has a really good arm, who can hit the ball. He's a bit 240, 250 type hitter. And it's going to get on base.
And the Reds need a center fielder because Billy Hamilton went to the Kansas City Royals.
So that really fits that.
Mm-hmm.
So my other question that should be intriguing, and I said it earlier and I'll say it again. If Mickey Mantle was still playing in 2019, would he be a Hall of Famer? Ponder the thought. I say no. Not with the way the specialty pitching now, where the pitchers are only pitching into 2 and 3 innings before they're adding another pitcher in for specialties and all that. Baseball has evolved from where it was when Mickey Mantle played, and just in the 10 years. I mean, look what has happened in the last couple of World Series, where they load up, they have, your 5 starters, and then you got to load them, and you're trying to set up your bullpen, and you have specialty pitchers now. starting pitchers don't hit no more. And they sure the heck don't pitch past the third or fourth inning.
Certain pitchers don't.
There's a lot of them that do that.
I'm torn on the whole pitching thing because, I understand the pitch by committee thing when you're getting in the playoffs and stuff because you want your ace, but at the same time, you have middle relievers for a reason that come in the fourth, fifth, and sixth inning.
When I played baseball back in the day, a long time ago, middle relief was like your sixth and seventh inning and maybe the eighth, and then you brought your pitcher in for the ninth for a closer.
No, the eighth inning is your setup man.
Well, your setup man, that's what I'm saying. Yeah. You had a middle relief, which was like 5, 6, or 7, and then you had a setup man, which is like your 1 inning top dude,
and then
the closer at 9. They don't even do that now. You're going to go 1 or 2, maybe 3 innings strong, and then you're going to turn around, and that's your middle innings, and then your setup man's going to pitch 3 or 4 innings, and your closer's going to come in the 9th.
Yeah.
That's what they call the whole thing of baseball has changed.
Well, not every team does that, though. Because, again, I can't speak
Boston did that.
The
Atlanta's done that.
Well, but Cincinnati hasn't. We've had several pitchers that pitch into the 5th inning, 6th inning, and we've had 2 throw complete games over the course of last season.
Let me get on another tangent. The shift. We didn't get the shift when I played baseball.
It works.
You need to take the shift should be illegal. If you can't play your position regularly and you can't catch the ball and you got to shift to the right or shift to the left or wherever way you're shifting, the shift should be illegal.
Well, they're shifting because that's where.
Okay,
you throw that certain batter 10 pitches, 9 of them are going to go into the spot that they shifted to.
Okay, can you not your second baseman or your first baseman not handle that side? Why you got to have a short fielder and you got to move everybody to the right? Why not be a baseball player? Really? The shift should be taken out.
Well, the same could be said for the batters. They're going to shift, so why not learn how to hit opposite field?
They do
to beat the shift. Sometimes, but not. But they don't. Not 9 times out of 10, they don't. So if you're going to try to ban the shift and talk about the infield at the same time, you need to talk about the batter who doesn't know how to hit opposite field, which is the whole purpose of them shifting because they know he can't hit opposite field.
Right. But if you set up in a regular defense, we'll say the first baseman, second baseman, he should be able to handle that without having a short fielder behind him.
Well, I mean, it's.
I mean, you should have confidence in your pitcher to be able to put the ball in play, but it should come with you in a in a ground ball or a pop up or whatever. You shouldn't have to go to the shift because if I'm tell you what, if I'm a Major League Baseball player and I'm like Freddie Freeman, I'm going to work in my off season to go the other way and I'm going to pound that ball.
Yeah, and that's what you need to do to beat the shift. But it's not a lack of confidence, in my opinion. It's those CNI singles are just you can't stop them. They've never been able to stop them, and they never will be able to stop them.
800-89-49. That's 423-800-89-49. I'm kind of bounced a little bit with a note that I forgot to do earlier when I was in the baseball part of it. We had a conversation about a coach that went to, I believe, Michigan, and he told Saban he was going to go to another school. So he records this conversation, right?
Yes. Great recording, by the way.
Great recording.
Loved it.
And it's a tangent rant for 20 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
So Saban has a meeting after the championship on the Friday afterwards. Coaches that are still supposed to be there are there. Except one who had already cleaned his office out, but didn't tell Saban that he got a job. You know why? Because he probably heard what happened to that coach that went to Michigan. So Dan Enos doesn't tell he's leaving to go to Miami. And if I quote this right, I'm going to read this. He looks at his staff and says, "Where the, you know what, is Dan?" His office was already cleared out.
That's smart on the coach's part.
So,
leave.
If I got a job with ESPN and you showed up to do the show here and you're getting ready to have a planning session, are you going to give me, I mean, it's the same principle.
Yeah.
Well, he quit with no notice.
Yeah. Well, you got to fault him for quitting with no notice.
But the whole staff that stayed there knew he was going to Miami. Everybody knew except
Saban.
And
you got to fault the whole staff for not speaking up.
It's none of their business.
Yeah, but I mean, if he's not going to tell.
Right. But
don't you have a...
I mean, I can imagine how much of it, you know what, kind of chewing that would have been anyway. But then to find out where the heck is Dan, and everybody, oh, don't you know? He went to Miami as their offensive coordinator. Don't think he didn't get a phone call.
Oh, yeah.
I would have put him on voicemail so he could rant on the voicemail. Don't you think so?
Yeah, I agree. So you've been doing your little fun facts. I have a fun fact.
Oh, do tell.
Did you know?
Did I know?
And we talked about this earlier.
We did.
Did you know 7 baseball players who have been struck out by Nolan Ryan had sons who grew up to also get struck out?
Don't say who this
by
is.
Nolan Ryan.
Let's see if you know this.
There's 7 of them.
Call us and see if you can name them. You could even get on Facebook here on Nuga Radio 92.7 FM on the Facebook page or on my page or Josh's phone. Can you name one set of father-son that got struck out by Nolan Ryan?
And
now, mind you, Nolan Ryan hasn't played in a long time.
And I had known that he's done that, but I didn't know the names of the 7. My friend Andrew posted this on my Facebook page earlier today, and he posted with the names, and I was shocked to see a lot of these names that were on there.
I think I can name one.
Okay.
Alomars.
You want me to tell you if you're correct or not?
Yes.
Yes, you are correct.
It was Sandy and Roberto. Is it Roberto? Is that right?
Yes, Sandy Sr., Sandy Jr., and Roberto Alomar.
Yes. So there were 3 in that family.
Yeah.
Who are the others? Go ahead.
You have Terry and Tito Francona. Bobby and Barry Bonds.
The Killer Bees.
Hal and Brian McRae.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Maury and Bump Willis. Or Wills.
Don't remember them.
Dick Sr. and Dick Jr. The Schofields.
Okay.
And my favorite baseball players of all time, T. Griffey Jr. and his father, T. Griffey
Sr. 7 kids, all built around yours is one of the greatest pictures ever. We'll be back in a minute. Sportz Guys on Nuga Radio.
The station you hear everywhere.
Nuga Radio 92.7.
3, 2, 1.
Chatter, Nuga Radio, Digital FM 95.3 HD4, 92.7 FM's news now.
On his last day in office, Governor Bill Haslam has granted executive clemency to 23 current or former Tennesseans. One of those is Jeremy Ingram, who had pled guilty to attempted murder of Gina Sanjeans and the murder of Virgil Schrag. Sanjeans, who was shot in the head 3 times, says she's devastated by the governor's granting clemency to the gunman. The governor's office said Ingram was 18 at the time, has undergone a transformation during 25 years of incarceration, adding that he will be subject to additional supervisions upon release. The Dade County deputy who was injured during a police chase one step closer in his recovery. In August, Major Tommy Bradford was trying to stop a speeding car when he was hit and lost his leg. He's been fitted for a new prosthetic leg. The Dade County Sheriff's Office will hold its annual fundraiser this Saturday with proceeds going to Major Bradford. It'll be held at Wes Hickson's Outdoor Adventures on Highway 11. Val St. John for Nuga Radio News Talk 92.7 Action News now.
3, 2, 1.
Chattanooga Radio. Digital FM 95.3 HD4. 92.7 FM's news now.
Two arrested after a chase in Saudi Daisy. 6 miles into the chase, the driver's vehicle runs off the road and gets stuck in a ditch. Donovan Upton and Jennifer Nisnik arrested. During a search of their vehicle, Saudi Daisy police say they found a large amount of methamphetamine. They've been charged with felony drug possession, among other charges. Officials want to move fast on the new Hamilton County Middle School. They hope to break ground within the next few weeks. Also planned is a new building for Hamilton Elementary. The hope is it'll be enough to accommodate the new workers, which will move into the area at the planned Volkswagen plant. And newly elected Georgia Governor Brian Kemp unveiled plans to assign money to school safety measures and an anti-gang task force in the GBI. Kemp says he wants $30,000 for each school in the state to enact safety measures. Also wants $500,000 to go to the GBI as an initial fund for a new anti-gang task force. Val St. John for Nuga Radio News Talk 92.7 Action News Now.
Nuga Radio, Chattanooga weather. Cloudy skies will continue through your nighttime. Not that cool overnight. Lows holding into the upper 40s. For Saturday, a very wet day with rain pouring in early. Breezy mild highs up around 60. Tomorrow night turning colder with some late flurries. Breezy cold staying into the 30s on Sunday. Get your flu shot today. No appointment needed. Visit hamiltonhealth.com/HPG for Hamilton Physician Group locations in Dalton, Chatsworth, Eton, Varnell, Calhoun, and Ringgold. And I'm Storm Team 12 Chief Meteorologist Patrick Moore.
Nuga Radio 92.7. As a small business owner, you know that running a business is no easy task. You're in the office and on your third cup of coffee before most even roll out of bed. That's why you need office equipment and solutions that help keep your business running smoothly. The experts at RJ Young provide office technology that ensures your business's network stays efficient and secure, so you can focus on what truly matters, growing your business. To discover how RJ Young can help your small business grow, visit rjyoung.com/smallbusiness.
The first responders. These are the men and women who put themselves in harm's way for us. And here at Nuga Radio, we want to do our part to say thank you. On Nuga Radio, every Friday is First Responder Friday. This Friday, we salute Chief Charles Dude Harris of the Highway 58 Fire Department for going above and beyond in the line of duty. If you see Chief Harris, tell him thank you. We'll honor a first responder with a thank you gift from Nuga Radio's community partners. If there's a first responder you'd like us to honor, go to NugaRadio.com and submit your nomination. First Responder Friday, sponsored by Doug Yates Towing and Recovery, Mad Philly, New York Police Department, and Nuga Radio.
Even if you like your job, there are some things that can drive you nuts. Like the anonymous coward who steals your lunch from the break room fridge. Or maybe Tyler, the IT guy, who gives you that condescending look when you tell him that your computer is acting up again, as if somehow it's your fault. You put up with these clowns every single day. But what happens when you've had enough? That's the day you decide to retire. At least that's the hope, right? But will you be able to retire? Can you afford to retire? That's why you need to talk to Ron and Christy Adams at One Family Financial. They can't do anything about Cody, that moron who heats up fish in the microwave, but they can strategize with you on how to get the most out of your 401k or pension, how to grow your money without losing your shirt in the market, and how to help make your money last in retirement. Talk to Ron and Christy today about whether you'll be ready to retire.
This is CBS News on the Hour, sponsored by Liberty Mutual Insurance.
I'm Gary Nunn. In an extremely rare statement tonight, a spokesman for Special Counsel Robert Mueller's office has just disputed aspects of the BuzzFeed news report circulating today regarding former Trump lawyer Michael Cohen and the president. CBS News correspondent Bill Rakoff.
The BuzzFeed story suggested that Michael Cohen was directed by President Trump to lie to Congress about plans to build a Trump Tower in Moscow. But a statement just moments ago from Peter Carr of the special counsel's office says BuzzFeed's description of specific statements to the special counsel's office and characterization of documents and testimony obtained by this office regarding Michael Cohen's congressional testimony are not accurate.
Federal workers have joined politicians in Detroit today to protest the ongoing partial government shutdown, now late in its 28th day. WWJ reporter Vicki Thomas.
About 100 federal workers rallying here in downtown Detroit, demanding a vote in Congress to end the government shutdown. Gregory Simpkins is president of AFGE, the union that also represents TSA agents.
This is day 28, and it's hard for us.
So what does he tell his members?
Hold on, stay focused. Our job is to stay laser focused, make sure that when your folks, our folks, whoever folks get on an airplane, that they're safe.
Vicki Thomas for CBS News, Detroit.
President Trump said late today he will have a major announcement tomorrow regarding the government shutdown and the southern border crisis. A senior administration official says he will not announce a national emergency, but will present what the White House believes could be a deal to end the shutdown. Sentencing today in Chicago, former cop Jason Van Dyke will serve time in prison for killing 17-year-old Laquan McDonald. Van Dyke is white, McDonald black. Cook County Judge Vincent Gaughan.
My findings are an appropriate sentence would be 81 months in the Illinois Department of Corrections, 2 years mandatory supervised release.
Van Dyke faced up to 20 years for his second-degree murder conviction and up to 30 years for each of 16 counts of aggravated battery. 100 million people in 30 states getting hit or about to get hit by a major winter storm, snow, ice, rain, bitterly cold temperatures from the plains to New England. Meteorologist Brian Hurley.
Those areas right along the coast, New Jersey, up into southern New England, Long Island, we do expect precipitation to start at snow. Even New York City may get 3 to 6 inches of snow.
States of emergency have been declared in New Jersey and Pennsylvania.
The Commonwealth will impose speed restrictions, will impose a ban on all commercial traffic, including buses, on most interstates and on the Pennsylvania Turnpike.
Governor Tom Wolf, this is CBS News.
You have enough things to worry about every day. Insurance shouldn't be one of them. You can leave worry behind when Liberty stands with you. Liberty Mutual Insurance.
Copays, codes, coupons. Searching for savings on prescriptions is so complex, it's like you need a doctorate degree. Fortunately, CVS Pharmacy employs thousands who have one, our pharmacists. Plus, we built a proprietary search tool to help them find you savings on prescriptions. You don't need to know all of that complicated stuff. You just need to know someone who does. Your friendly doctor of pharmacy at your local CVS. Savings vary. Not all patients eligible for savings. Ask pharmacist for details.
Indeed knows it's hard to find qualified candidates when you're hiring.
It's like finding a unicorn.
But when you post your job on Indeed, it's easy to find people with the skills you need.
Nurse practitioner, 4+ years experience, acute care certification.
Indeed has a huge pool of amazing candidates and screener tools that help you find your most qualified applicants.
Whoa, an entire short list of unicorns.
Now, get a $50 credit to give your first job posting premium placement at Indeed.com/credit. Terms, conditions, quality standards, and usage limits apply. Additional terms online.
Most Americans say they don't have very much in savings, especially ample cash to get them through a financial crisis. CBS's Matt Piper.
Have you saved enough? Just under half of Americans don't track their spending against the budget. And a new study by Bankrate.com says 60% of us do not have enough savings to meet the unexpected expenses of $1,000. Bankrate's Mark Hamrick.
For whatever reason, Americans have not been able to or have not made savings a sufficient priority in their personal financial lives.
He says the partial government shutdown is a good example of what any of us could face at any given time. Matt Piper, CBS News.
R. Kelly and Sony have split following sexual misconduct allegations against the singer detailed in a Lifetime documentary. Kelly has been with Sony since the beginning of his career in the early 1990s, under contract at RCA for nearly 7 years. Gary on CBS News.
3, 2, 1.
Chattanooga Radio. Digital FM 95.3 HD4. 92.7 FM's news now.
On his last day in office, Governor Bill Haslam has granted executive clemency to 23 current or former Tennesseans. One of those is Jeremy Ingram, who had pled guilty to attempted murder of Gina Sanjeans and the murder of Virgil Schrag. Sanjeans, who was shot in the head 3 times, says she's devastated by the governor's granting clemency to the gunman. The governor's office said Ingram was 18 at the time, has undergone a transformation during 25 years of incarceration, adding that he will be subject to additional supervisions upon release. The Dade County deputy who was injured during a police chase one step closer in his recovery. In August, Major Tommy Bradford was trying to stop a speeding car when he was hit and lost his leg. He's been fitted for a new prosthetic leg. The Dade County Sheriff's Office will hold its annual fundraiser this Saturday with proceeds going to Major Bradford. It'll be held at Wes Hickson's Outdoor Adventures on Highway 11. Val St. John for Nooga Radio News Talk 92.7 Action News now.
Cloudy skies will continue through your nighttime. Not that cool overnight. Lows holding into the upper 40s. For Saturday, a very wet day with rain pouring in early. Breezy mild highs up around 60. Tomorrow night turning colder with some late flurries. Breezy cold staying into the 30s on Sunday. Get your flu shot today. No appointment needed. Visit HamiltonHealth.com/HPG for Hamilton Physician Group locations in Dalton, Chatsworth, Eton, Barnell, Calhoun, and Ringgold. And I'm Storm Team 12 Chief Meteorologist Matt Report.
The radio 92.7.
Where can you find exotic surroundings, fine dining, and a taste of Italy tucked away in Chattanooga? On Highway 58, you'll find Portobello's. They serve up food just like Mama used to make, but without the extra helping of guilt. Portobello's has fresh, homemade pasta and signature dishes sure to please, bringing you back for more. Just like Mama, the folks at Portobello's are always happy to see you and always happy to meet your friends. Call ahead for delicious takeout or just show up for their amazing Portobello's menu. Portobello'sChattanooga.com. Chattanooga's home for the finest Italian food.
Space, the final frontier.
Whether it's a man cave, she shed or office, L&K Buildings and Trailer Sales has your space. The perfect portable building just for you. L&K Buildings and Trailer Sales is the premier building authorized dealer. You tired of paying high storage fees, lack of security, and not having easy access to your stuff? Then L&K has the building just for you. Or if you're looking for a mini home or the perfect hunting cabin, L&K has the building that will convert perfectly. Free delivery up to 50 miles. No credit checks and low monthly payments. Call L&K today at 706-858-0077. 706-858-0077. On Facebook, search L&K Buildings and Trailer Sales. 3532 Lakeview Drive, Rossville, Georgia. L&K's featured storage unit this month is a center cabin 12x32, featuring 15% off. L&K Buildings and Trailer Sales. Call 706-858-0077.
All the other guys are a bunch of weenies.
Nuga Radio 92.7.
The Sportz Guys are back on. Chattanooga, wake up. It's with 808. Some of us still are working. You don't know what happened. But I know a good way to find out. Listen to the Sportz Guys right here on Nuga Radio 92.7. We thank you for being a part of this great show. We've had a great show. We've talked about TWSAA and my rant with that and how they've lost a lot of money. We've even said, and I'll bring this up again, the new America's team is the New Orleans Saints.
No, they're not.
So I would love to hear your opinion. 800-8949. That's 423-8949. Love to hear it. But according to the talking heads of the sports world above me, the New Orleans Saints are your new America's team. They're your new Troy Aikman and Emmitt Smith. And
have they polled people on this, asking them this question?
I'm trying to poll it.
I know we are, but I'm asking the ones that actually made the decision. Did they poll anybody, or are they just saying, oh, well, guess what? This is your new team?
I have no idea.
Because I feel like if they polled people, it wouldn't be unanimous.
It certainly wouldn't be Dallas.
And probably not.
I could even go the most hated team in America could be the American team.
That's what I was saying earlier. But then we got into that conversation about if you don't live in or around Boston, you're not a Patriots fan.
Well, yeah, but I'm just saying it could be.
Yeah.
I mean,
if you're
the most hated, obviously you're the most popular.
If you go by on-field success, then it's by far not the Saints at all.
Thank you, AJ Sports Bar and Grill at 6238 Bonnie X Drive. There's a special place to be there. And you need to tell AJ to take you to it. You'll save some money, like 15%. There's dozens of TVs. Amazing sports bar to watch the playoffs this weekend. Playoffs. And tell AJ I said, give him 15% off when it's sitting at my table. When I think of fresh fruit and vegetables, and I go grocery shopping this weekend, I'm not going to go to a box store. Not going to go to the box store that I go to buy groceries. I'm going to go to what? Root to Fruit. right there at 3660 and a half Ringo Road, right here in Chattanooga. 827-80880 for the freshest of all time. As for Courtney, Courtney's my friend. Courtney is famous now for me. She will tell you, and I guarantee you, she'll say, I check every bag, every package for freshness. And every vegetable, every fruit, every berry, every nut is perfect. Perfect. So you need that special fresh stuff for your special party this weekend. Root to Fruit, 3660 and a half, Ringo Road, 827-0880. The award-winning Everybody Wants to Be Heard, Donna Darns, 13-year veteran of Cadillac Realtor. And she has a no-cost evaluation for your house. She's looking for inventory now. She has the passion and energy just for you. She's going to make you feel like $1 million. She made me feel like $100 million. So, in order to get a hold of her, she's our all-star point guard. I'm going to give you her private number. Don't tell her I told you this. I'm going to give you her number. If she can't help you, ain't nobody can help you in Chattanooga. All right, write this down. And don't tell her I did this. Please don't. 423-238-5440. Don't tell her I gave you that. Don't tell her I gave you this other number either, because that's the bat line. The bat line is the 238-5440. And then she has a super secret number. Don't tell her I gave you this. I wasn't supposed to do this. I'm going to get in so much trouble. 423-544-1906. Ask for Donna. They'll get you. That's a super secret line. I gave you the bat line too. 53 years ago today, the Batman show started on TV. Did you know that?
I did.
Real Italian food, Portobello's at 4922 Highway 58. Fresh food, fresh vegetables, fresh everything. Go out there and tell them Sportz Guys said, give me that corner spot. And then L&K, what can I say? Lisa and I had a chat today. She promoted me to COO of the company. Call her at 706-858-0077. I'll give you a secret. I'm telling all these secrets today. I'm going to give you 5% off. And she can't do nothing about it. And she got, if you want to do that tiny house thing, I think she told me today for $1,500, you can have a house for like less than $10,000. You can have a real house with plumbing and everything. So talk to her. And I'm going to tell you this. I'm going to give you her secret number. 706-956-8681. That is a super secret number. Do not tell nobody I gave you these numbers. I'm going to get in so much trouble tomorrow.
My lips are sealed.
Good. So,
at least on that.
Former NFL quarterback, former TV moderator, guru of the ESPN world, has got a coaching job. And he has an academy he does. Probably can't do it now that Nike and all them do out there in California. Trent Dilfer has been named Lipscomb University's new football coach. Lipscomb has gone 3-19 in the last 2 seasons in Division II AA. His daughter is going to go there for volleyball.
It's a great hire for David Lipscomb.
Mario Rivera. Is he going to get 100% of the vote? He had 652 saves. Trivia question. Who is the closest active player to Mariano Rivera with 333 saves? Former Brave.
Kimbrel?
Yes. Guess what? He needs 30 saves for the next 10 years to pass Mariano Rivera.
Well, being a closer, that's possible.
He had an 0.70 ERA and 141 innings, 42. So, and Tim Tebow is in the news again. You know, he's getting married to Miss World there.
Miss Universe.
Oh, excuse me, Miss Universe. So now Miss Universe is going to have to go down to Florida to Port St. Lucie. Great place, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
Been there a few times.
Home of the Mets.
He has been invited to Mets camp. Now, he broke his hand, so his season ended early, but he had a 273 average in AA ball, 6 home runs, 36 RBIs before the broken hand. And guess who has made an offer to Manny Machado?
Oh, I know.
My LA Dodgers.
He's not going to Los Angeles, though.
According to his dad.
Yeah.
Hey, that's another offer on the table.
Yeah.
He got offered $175 million at 7 years. I wonder how close LA got.
I'm curious for that to come out. Are you ready for Movie Friday?
We could talk Movie Friday, but you could call us too at 800-8949. That's 800-8949 right here on the Sportz Guys on Nougat Radio 92.7. This is Friday. We've had a long week. We're going to close out the day with
some fun.
Now,
normally we do top 10, but there was just so many, and it's so hard to narrow it down. So we're going to do a top 25.
We're going to do top 25.
Just because I'm feeling generous for the listeners tonight.
You're giving them something. I appreciate that.
Something.
So this is top 25 football movies of all time. So there's got to be comments because I'm going to comment because I'm always got to comment about something.
Yes. So
I'm going to gripe about something. So
423 800-8949. Give us a call if you agree, disagree. If there's a movie left off that you feel should be in.
Oh yeah, because I'm gonna be like, I agree with you, because I'm always the one that doesn't agree with everything.
Yeah.
So starting with number
25. 2008's Leatherheads. That stars George Clooney and John Krasinski of one of my favorite shows, The Office. They are 1920s era Duluth Bulldogs, and they fall in love with the same newspaper reporter, Renee Zellweger. Think Bull Durham, but not as good, and with more mud and helmets.
Didn't even see the movie.
I didn't even know it existed.
Obviously, if it's number 25, I didn't know it existed.
Number 24, 1998, The Waterboy.
Oh,
I believe that should be higher.
I think that should be like in the top 5.
I agree. That was a great movie.
That was the best, probably the best sports movie out there.
No.
I told you I was going to disagree.
Football possibly not. If you throw in baseball,
the best sports movie, top 3.
Okay, I'll give you top
of 3. All time.
I'll give you top 3. Number 23 from 1999, Varsity Blues.
Not a bad movie.
No.
I would agree with it. I think it should be 24.
Okay. Number 22 from 2004, Friday Night Lights.
That was
a great movie, especially if you're a high school football fan.
Yes.
And if you are like Keon would probably agree, want with this higher because he's from Texas and this is based off of Texas high school football.
Yeah. So, okay, I could ride with that possibly.
Number 22, The Express. Now, this is
tell me what The Express is about, because I sure don't know what this one is.
The Syracuse running back Ernie Davis, the first African American to win the Heisman Trophy, gets the biopic treatment in a inspirational story with more than a touch of melancholy.
Doesn't sound interesting to me.
It's pretty much a biopic on Ernie Davis.
Well, that's not really a movie to me if it's a biopic.
Number 20, 2007, The Game Plan. Now, I liked this movie. It's a family movie. Pretty much, The Rock is a big-time quarterback for a professional football team.
Okay.
Finds out he has a daughter. She comes to live with him. She sneaks to come live with him for a while.
Okay.
And he ends up, it changes his life completely from Playboy #1 quarterback in the world to daddy of a daughter.
Okay.
So it's a good, feel good family movie.
Is it one of those you could get some popcorn and Netflix and or Hulu or wherever you do your streaming
and have a family
put
night.
a feet up and have a family night?
Yeah, it's a great
I
movie.
could maybe watch that with my grandson.
I think you should. It's a great movie, and it's got football in it.
He might like it for a minute. He's 6.
Yeah, he would like it.
I've never heard of this one.
I haven't either. From 1968, and that's probably why we've never heard of it.
Probably because it was before I was born. That's 50 years ago.
Movie's called Paper Lion.
So you want to give a little synopsis as to what the Paper Lion is about?
Master of some kind of
participatory.
There you go. Journalism. I couldn't say that word. I don't know why. George Pimpton has the idea to go to a pro team's training camp and attempt to make the team, but the Detroit Lions are the only ones to bite.
You know,
so
that might.
That sounds like it might be.
I wonder if it
decent.
could. I don't know. I don't know if it'd be on Netflix, but it might be kind of fun.
Number 18. I'll go ahead and tell you now. I don't agree with this at all.
Really?
No, I do not. Number 18 is from 2006. Invincible.
No,
that should be a lot higher because that was a great movie. If you don't know what that is, Mark Wahlberg. It's another biopic. It's on. It doesn't say his name on here. But he went pretty much in the 1970s. The Philadelphia Eagles had an open tryout.
Yeah.
And out of everybody, he made the team and ended up playing and helped them win a game when they hadn't been winning games at all.
Okay.
So, and I can't for the life of me remember the name. So if you know the name, call in and let us know of the player. Or I'll look it up here in a minute. It doesn't say, but.
Never heard of it, and doesn't seem like something I would want.
Yeah.
Okay, I could see this movie being in the top 25.
And number 17 from 1983, All the Right Moves. Oh, now, I'll let you explain this one because I have no idea about it.
Really?
Yeah, I've never even heard of this movie. But it was the year before I was born. I was born in 84. So
that's before The Need for Speed with Tom Cruise. I mean, yeah, All the Right Moves, definitely a good movie. Keep going.
Number 16 from 1991, The Last Boy Scout. And it stars Damon Wayans and Bruce Willis.
Okay. That looks like an old movie. That
L.A. Private Eye, Bruce Willis.
Investigates
the shady dealings involving legalized gambling. The disgraced quarterback is Damon Wayans, and they team up to do this.
Oh, okay.
So,
well, maybe.
Might be funny.
Might be. I didn't. Well, okay.
Number 15 from 1932. Way back in the day. Horse Feathers.
Huh.
Groucho Marx stars as the new president of Huxley College who attempts to sign on 2 players to help beat rival Darwin University, but ends up getting a pair of bootleggers instead.
Doesn't sound like something I would be interested in.
This sounds like the old 1930s comedy type movie.
Okay.
And number 14.
Oh, yeah, this is a good one.
That's a great one from 2000, The Replacements.
Oh, heck yeah.
And it centered around,
the Washington Centrals.
The senator. Well, it centered around the strike.
Yeah.
When the NFL struck. And they had replacement players. Great movie.
I could agree with that being in there.
Number 13 from 1979, North Dallas 40.
I've watched that in the last couple of years.
It's good?
Yeah. You need to Netflix that. Definitely need to Netflix.
Vince Papali. That was Invincible.
Okay.
Thank you, Candace. She texted me.
Oh, yeah. Appreciate that.
Number 12. I think this should be in the top 10, not number 12. From 1991, Necessary Roughness.
I could agree with that.
Great comedy movie, but it's got a great story along with it.
I'm still not seeing the right movie. I hope it's number 1. Keep going.
Out.
I'm going to find out.
Number 11, I think this should be in the top 10 as well. From 2000, Remember the Titans.
Yes.
That should be a top 10er.
I agree.
Number 10, getting into the top 10 now. From 1974, the original, The Longest Yard.
That's wrong.
Burt Reynolds.
That should be the number 1 movie. Should be the number one movie.
I cheated. I know the number one movie.
I don't want to know.
I'm not going to say it, but I think the number one, they got it right.
You know, y'all need to help me out here. 800-8949-800-8949.
Number 9 from 1978, Heaven Can Wait. Football is the framing device in this romantic fantasy about LA Rams quarterback Joe Pendleton, who wins the starting job, then dies in a traffic accident while biking home.
Okay.
But because he wasn't supposed to croak yet, he gets a second chance at life and love in the body of a murdered industrialist.
Okay. Okay.
Sounds weird.
Oh, yeah, most definitely.
Number 8 from
Wrong.
1996.
That should be number 2.
Jerry Maguire.
Should be number 2.
I agree with it being number 8, honestly.
No.
Because there's better. I mean, it was good, but there's better movies. Like this one at number 7 from 1999, Any Given Sunday.
So far, the last couple of movies, I have agreed that they should be in the top 10, not the same order, but yeah.
And number 6 from 1925.
I've seen this one.
The Freshman.
You have to appreciate black and white movies back then, and the technology and so forth. But that's not a bad movie.
No,
I could see that.
You ready for the top 5?
Sure.
Coming in at number 5 from 2009, The Blind Side.
What is that about?
You hadn't seen that movie?
No.
You need to watch that movie. It's a great movie.
Okay.
Sandra Bullock won a Best Actress Oscar for the charming biopic about Michael Orr, who played with my Carolina Panthers, by the way.
Oh, I did remember.
Yeah,
Okay.
about Michael Orr.
But he said that pretty much ruined his life.
Michael Orr, yeah.
It pretty much.
Because he was still playing when it came out.
Right.
Normally, you get these biopics after they've already retired.
Right.
This one came out while he was still playing.
Yeah, it wasn't good for his PR.
He was actually with the Baltimore Ravens at the time it came out.
Right.
Number 4 from 2006, We Are Marshall. Great movie. If you've never seen We Are Marshall, you need to go see it. It's about the team that took the field in 1970 or 71 after the plane crash in 1970 that
wiped out all their team of about 3 or 4 guys.
Yes.
Yeah, that's a pretty good movie. I can see that.
Number 3 from 2014,
I love
Draft
this
Day.
I love
that
Draft
was
Day.
A great movie.
I'll probably watch that thing 50 times.
You get to see a lot of the behind the scenes stuff in the draft that you don't normally get to see.
And it's kind of almost realistic.
Yeah.
He cons that dude. That was pretty funny.
Number 2, Newt Rockney.
Those are one of those black and white.
From 1940. And number 1 from 1993. The best football movie ever, in my opinion. Rudy.
We'll see in a minute. This is Sportz Guys on Nuga Radio.
3, 2, 1.
Chattanooga Radio. Digital FM 95.3 HD4. 92.7 FM's news. Now.
Hamilton County fugitive added to the TBI's top 10 most wanted list. The TBI confirming to News Channel 9 James David Robinson being sought in connection to the discovery of skeletal remains in October of 2018 in Polk County on Benton Mountain near Reliance. The remains were ultimately identified as those of Jacob Dakota Moore of Athison. If you see Robinson, call 1-800-TBI-FINE. TBI says he should be considered armed and dangerous. A proposed Tennessee law will significantly increase the fine for drivers who fail to stop for school buses. Failure to do so would elevate the crime to a Class E felony from a Class A misdemeanor, also increase the fine to a maximum of $3,000. If passed, the law would take effect July 1st. And today, his last day in office, Governor Bill Haslam has granted executive clemency to 23 current or former Tennesseans. Val St. John for Nuga Radio, News Talk 92.7, Action News Now.
Sean Hannity, weekday afternoons from 3 to 6 p.m. on Nuga Radio 92.7 FM.
Nuga Radio 92.7.
MLS 2239. We will beat any national mortgage company's rate all day, every day, guaranteed. I'm Ben Phillips, and a financial analyst acted upon that statement and called his local mortgage company, Home Rate Mortgage, to buy his dream home. We close the loan in 23 days, while the national guys, they usually close in 40. Home Rate Mortgage is your local mortgage company in Tennessee. Again, Home Rate Mortgage will give you the best rate all day, every day, guaranteed. So let this story be your story and call Home Rate Mortgage today, 805-9100. And there's no cost and no obligation. So why wouldn't you call 805-9100 or homeratemortgage.com?
Turn a house into a home rate mortgage.
By now, you normally hear a kicker intro bed and me telling you why you need to buy a car or truck. This is not that ad. I want to share with you the great experience that we've had at Z Motors. When Nuga Radio was looking for a Hummer, I went to Z Motors. They have over 100 vehicles on the lot. And Phil was happy to spend all the time necessary with me, point me in the right direction. If you're looking for a Jeep Wrangler, hey, you'll find more Jeep Wranglers there than anywhere in Chattanooga. Pre-owned cars, a slew of Audis, BMWs, from a 1934 Ford truck to a 2017 Volt, a Volkswagen Jetta, and a 2018 Tundra. Plus, they can find any vehicle you're looking for. You're not going to find a big fancy showroom. See, those costs at the big dealerships are added to your purchase price. You want to call Philip at 423-240-8869. That's 240-8869. On Facebook, just search Philip Clark, Sales Manager for Z Motors. It's Philip Clark, Sales Manager for Z Motors. Z Motors. They're right on the corner of Hickory Valley and Shellford Road, in front of Chattanooga Wine and Spirits. And don't forget to say hi to Rhonda, the pretty McCall at the front desk.
Join We've Got You Covered with Scott Schrader every Saturday from 10 to 11 on Nuga Radio. From finance to fixtures, we discuss everything you need to know about buying or owning a home, the pitfalls, the perks, and everything in between. Saturday mornings from 10 to 11, right here on Nuga Radio.
Whether you have marginal, moderate, or even extensive hair loss, you don't have to live with it. Finally, there's a procedure that becomes a part of you, and it requires no daily maintenance or special care. Let Apollo Hair Systems give you a free hair and scalp analysis today. Call 423-803-1011 and schedule this free evaluation today. Open Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. Friday and Saturday, 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. Apollo Hair Systems, 5512 Ringgold Road in Chattanooga. 423-803-1011 for Apollo Hair Systems.
If an uncertain economy and runaway stock market is making you think twice about how and where to invest, you may need some professional help. Talk to a local husband and wife team who have seen it all. Ron and Christy Adams with One Family Financial. The Adams have helped clients navigate through bull markets, bear markets, recessions, bubbles, and booms. And they have the experience to put your assets to work for you while minimizing risk. Find out how Ron and Christy can keep you on track for a long, happy, worry-free retirement. 423-710-2009 or go to onefamilyfinancial.com.
Sportz Guys will continue through your nighttime. Not that cool overnight. Lows holding in the upper 40s. For Saturday, a very wet day with rain pouring in early. Breezy, mild highs up around 60. Tomorrow night turning colder with late flurries. Breezy, cold staying into the 30s on Sunday. Get your flu shot today. No appointment needed. Visit HamiltonHealth.com/HPG for Hamilton Physician Group locations in Dalton, Chatsworth, Eton, Varnell, Calhoun, and Ringgold. And I'm Storm Team 12 Chief Meteorologist at your 4.
Nuga Radio 92.7.
What are you doing at 8:30? You're listening to the Sportz Guys. We're on Nuga Radio.
This is the Calypso. It don't matter. It don't matter. Snakeskins, Timberlands. It don't matter. Tight fade, long braid. It don't matter.
We're the only people here in the studios, but we're with you, so we feel at home. You need to call us at 800-8949, 800-8949. We're here to talk sports, but you know what? We want to thank Root the Fruit so much for being a sponsor here. They have amazing fruits and vegetables. They have it all. Cabbage, 29 cents a pound. Navel oranges, 3 for $1. Grapefruit, 3 for $1. Tomatoes, $3 a cup. 10-pound Idaho russet potatoes, $2.99. All greens, 99 cents a pound. Cut turnips, 49 cents a pound. And green onions, sweet onions, 99 cents a pound. When you think of great Italian food, think Portobello's on 4922 Highway 58. Go in there and get you some real food, some real stuff real Italian. And then the award-winning point guard for us, Donna Darns. I'm going to give you a secret number. She's going to kill me. She is. She's going to kill me.
Guess I'll be doing this by myself next week.
Next week, I could be fired. The station could take me off the air. So, 423-238-5440. Super secret phone number. And then, if you want to just kind of be funny about this, the bat phone, that's the other number. That really gets her. That's right to her. And I'm not supposed to give this number out, but I'm going to give it to you. 423-544-1906. Super secret. She'll get right there. I'm sorry. But Donna Darns, I love you, baby, because you're my favorite real estate lady. But I might have to give out that number. I'm sorry.
I have a question about that really fast.
Yeah.
After basketball season for the next 8 months, is she going to be a 5-star baseball position player?
She's gonna be my ace.
Your ace, starting pitcher.
Ace.
Okay, I was just
starting
curious.
pitcher. We're using the basketball theme now, but when next when
months of
next one
baseball.
comes around, she's
February.
gonna be my starting ace. She's gonna be my Mariano Rivera.
Okay.
And then
He was a closer, by the way.
L&K Buildings at 3532 Lakeview Drive, right there at the corner of Cloud Springs. They have got the best buildings in town. You need to call Lisa at 706-858-0077. I wasn't supposed to give that number out. That's another one of those super secrets. I'm supposed to use that number only. But for you to get 5% off, you got to use this number. And I want to share it because I'm the boss. And the boss gets what he wants. So, 706-858-0077. Let me tell you, there's another super secret number. I'm giving these numbers out tonight. I'm going to get in so much trouble. So much trouble. AJ, I'm so sorry.
You might be put on probation.
I might be. AJ Sports Bar and Grill is owned since 2016 by AJ. She's located at 6238 Bonnie Oaks Drive. I'm telling you right now, this number here is right to her. It's like having a landline. That landline is right there. And if you want to call her and tell her you heard me talk about her, she's great, by the way. Husband's great. She got a great family. Let me tell you something. In order to get that 15% off, you got to go see her and tell her that you need that special spot. The special spot. My seat. The only seat in there that has a little piece of paper underneath it that says 15% off on your food. But the only way you can get it is to go and eat food there and watch the playoff games. So she's there right now. She's probably running her little honey off like she was when we were there.
Probably listening to us too.
Probably listening to us. But 485-9080. Do not tell her I gave you this number. Please. You're going to get me in trouble. 423-485-9080. You can do the wings. They're just phenomenal.
They're amazing.
Call her. That's her bat line. She can get those wings hooked up for you. Tell her Sports Guy said, hey.
So here's what we're going to do.
I got this all dark and cool because we're the only people here.
We have 15 minutes left.
Do we really?
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to talk about the NFC Championship game, and then we'll give our picks.
Okay.
And then I'll talk about the AFC Championship game.
So do tell.
And we'll give our picks.
All right.
So at 3:05 p.m. on Fox on Sunday,
I will be at Station 1, Highway 58, watching this.
The number 2 Los Angeles Rams visit the number 1 New Orleans Saints.
America's team.
Now
800-8949. 800-8949. We have America's team on.
The point spread is right now New Orleans by 3.5. And the matchup quality.
We don't gamble, but we're just telling you what it is.
Well, I mean, even if you're even not gambling, that matters for a lot of people.
Okay, so in the fantasy world, I guess.
And then matchup quality is an 87.2 out of 100.
So in other words, they could. I think the over under is like 87,
probably.
So you think it's? I don't think it's going to be the better game.
I don't either.
I think the better game is going to be the second one.
By record, the teams are the 2 best teams in the NFL, and the reason is the 13-3 Saints hosting the 13-3 Rams.
So if you lose this game today or tomorrow, Sunday, and you lose by 3 to 7 points. Is your season a wash?
No. If you make it to your conference championship game, even if you lose, it's not a wash. You've had a successful season. I mean, ultimately, the goal is to get to and win the Super Bowl.
Yeah, and get a ring.
But you win.
You don't get a ring for being in an NFC championship.
These two teams won their divisions. They were number 1 and number 2.
Okay.
And the first matchup was stellar. The Saints won it in New Orleans in Week 9, 45-35.
So 10 points there. So that's what I kind of think it's going to be again.
It was 35-14 lead at halftime the Saints had. The Rams came back and tied it up at 35. Will Lutz hits a field goal to put New Orleans up by 3, and then Drew Brees to Michael Thomas for 72 yards and the touchdown.
Michael Thomas was a man in that game.
Yes, he was. So who are you picking?
I'm pulling for Von Bell.
Pulling for Von Bell.
You notice I didn't say that I would pull for the Saints. I'm pulling for Von Bell and Alvin Kamara.
I want Von Bell to play very well because he's from my alma mater, Ridgeland.
Mm-hmm.
But I want and I hope the Rams win.
Casey Jones says Rams by 7 and Chiefs by 3.
Casey Jones, I agree with you on the Rams by 7.
I'm saying it's going to be a 10-point game just like it was the last one, and Drew Brees gets it done.
And Casey, you'll find out if I agree with you on the Chiefs here in just a second. So the late game at 6:40 on CBS, who, by the way, CBS has the Super Bowl this year.
I'm glad it's not Fox.
Me too. We don't have to hear Joe Buck.
No.
Number 2, New England Patriots.
We get Tony Romo.
I'll take Tony Romo over Joe Buck any day of the week. You got the number 2 New England Patriots at the number 1 Kansas City Chiefs. Point spread on that is Kansas City by 3, and match quality is 83.1 out of 100.
I would say what do you think the over and under would be for that one?
Very high.
What was the score the last time they played? Was that not?
Well,
it was 27-20, was it not?
Let me.
Was it 27? Was it?
Well, this one's going. It's what they're doing is they're going back for all 4 of the games between Kansas City, Kansas City's Andy Reid and Bill Belichick of the Patriots. They're stating September 2014 the Chiefs beat the Patriots 41-14.
Right. I was thinking Brandon Lynch says Chiefs and Saints.
Brandon's wrong.
The fans want this. I want this, but I still have to sit there and wish upon the what they call the GOAT. I mean, he thrives on this. He thrives on it.
He does. Let's see. 2016 was a playoff game. The Patriots won 27-20. In 2007,
do they not have the game they just played?
Yeah,
like
they're building up to it.
Well, just go ahead and give the score to the last game.
I gotta scroll through all this.
Okay, sorry.
2017 season opener was a 43-40.
There we go. That's where the 83 comes from. So they're basically saying the over and under for this game is 83 points.
Yeah, because it was close. And it was a last-second Stephen Gutowski field goal to win.
And what it was, I believe he threw an interception in the last minute or 2 minutes to get them in that position or they scored really quickly. If I'm not if I'm reminded right, they scored very quickly and gave him like 90 seconds to get the ball down there.
Yeah,
and you don't give him any time.
Fun fact about that Week 6 matchup that the Patriots won 43-40. There was only 1 punt the entire football game.
Casey's saying that will come down to how good the Chiefs secondary is against the Brady pass. They were pretty good against that, but in the last, I believe, 90 seconds of the game, and Casey, if I'm not mistaken, you and I watched this game at the Fire Hall in between calls. I do believe they gave him too much time after they scored, and both of you and I agreed that it was too much time.
Well, if you go off of history of these two teams matching up, the team that lost the previous game wins the next matchup. And historically,
here's the thing: Bill Belichick's had too much time to figure this out.
Right.
I mean,
Kansas City's had just as much time. They've had the same amount of time as the Patriots.
You're going to see in this game, you're going to see some video game throws.
Oh, yeah. Like Brandon said just now, it's going to be a shootout, and I 100% agree with that.
This is why this should have been the first game instead of the second game, because I really think they put this second game thinking the audience is going to be there, because the first time slot, some of us might be doing other things like chores or something.
I'm willing to bet right now that the viewership is way higher for Kansas City, New England than it is for New Orleans and Los Angeles, because everybody's going to go in with the mindset Los Angeles, the Rams don't have a defense, and I've been saying that for months.
They got to run them back. They got a running game,
but they don't have the defense that can stop Drew Brees and that offense.
Drew, he's like Brady.
A machine.
He's a machine, and he sits there, and you give him enough time. But here's the thing for the Saints: their kicker is not guaranteed, as they say.
No, he's not. He's not.
So, do you, as Sean, as their coach, do you sit here and basically go and when you get close, you know, they show that line on TV. Does he think about that?
I think he did. I think he does. I think he tries every way possible not to have this come down to a last second field goal
because basically the field goal kickers this season have not been money. Even Vinatieri missed a shot in the dome last week on an extra point. And he's like guaranteed.
Yeah, and then
he's money.
And then he missed the extra point in the playoff game against Kansas City.
Yes.
Upright.
Yes. So I mean, that's the problem. Is that I think when they moved the field goal kicking thing back, I think they took the guaranteed money away.
It's not automatic anymore. They're kicking a relatively
hard. It's 35 yards.
Yeah, that's an average field goal for an average kicker.
But we're not having the average kickers.
No, they're obviously not doing what they need to do to be able to make.
But you might go and practice all week, and you may nail it, and you may get down to, because you know this is a pretty big game. You get down there and you get inside we'll say use the dome because it's perfect weather. You got the dome, and you got these Saints fans going crazy, just like the Raiders fans.
It's going to be loud.
And he's out there pregame kicking, and you know they're going to do their routine of kicking going all the way back. I could almost not guarantee, but look at him, the way he's kicking pregame is the way he's going to kick in the game.
Exactly.
If he's nailing it, then as a coach, you're going, okay. And I tell you what, they better be practicing 50 plus, because it's going to boil down to 50 plus in the last 1 minute.
Oh yeah.
And in case he's on here saying he's going to tweet the refs all game for the Saints game just to kill the time for the next game.
That's a good idea, because
I mean we talked about that yesterday, where they're going to be tweeting the NBA refs. I was wondering if this was going to be brought up quickly enough by the NFL to join in. It's like if I got something, you got to do something better. I wondered why, if they weren't going to, Fox or somebody wasn't going to do that during the game.
I think
they had a coach's room or something with all that.
I think they're waiting to see how the NBA deals with it. But let's see what else was said.
The best kicker in NFL colleges is
been
Google from Georgia. Yeah, okay. And Brandon's right. The kickers have not been very, very well at all.
No.
It has not been money.
And like you said, even it's trickled down into college too. The kickers in the college haven't been nowhere near as money and as good as they have been in recent years. I mean, just kickers in general have just been awful.
And then you get the wide receiver, whoever he may be. And it's like in the game last week. Who was it that threw it? Was it the Dallas game? No, it was the other game, the Chargers game, where he threw it and it went right through his hands. I mean, that's probably a catch he gets every day.
Speaking of the Chargers, they have decided, let me pull this up really fast, that they want Phillip Rivers to be a Charger until he retires.
Okay. So, moving on.
So, I just thought that was
But, no. I mean, it's going to boil down to the kickers and that one mistake.
Mm-hmm. Who makes the mistake?
But honestly, I think it's going to boil down to the kickers.
My heart wants Rams and Chiefs. My brain says it's going to be Saints and Chiefs.
So you're really saying you think New England's going to lose this one?
Yes, I don't think I know. They're going to lose.
I'm going with the Saints because I like Von Bell. I want Von Bell to get a ring. It'll solidify. See, there's one, they had that Hall of Fame, Chattanooga Hall of Fame.
Mm-hmm.
There's a couple people missing off that. He's one of them. He should have been in there.
Well, he's still active.
It doesn't matter.
Hall of Fame is you're supposed to be retired.
Yeah, this is the Chattanooga Hall of Fame.
Yeah,
he should have been in there.
T.O. was retired, and that's why he went in.
It doesn't matter.
He'll be in there. He will be in.
So I think it's going to be the Chiefs and the Saints.
I'd be okay with that.
I think it's going to be boiled down to how much time they give Drew Brees if he has to come back, or does he go out there and put on a show?
He'll probably put on a show
because his pre-games are pretty popular.
Mm-hmm.
So you want to give a score?
Oh no!
I'm going to tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to make it like this: Saints win by 10.
Okay.
In that game, Kansas City wins by a field goal or a 2-point conversion.
I'll give you the 3 in Kansas City.
I think it's going to be at least a 2-point conversion, if not a field goal.
The Saints, I'm going to say 14. They win by 14.
I think 10. And then in the Super Bowl, I think Mahomes gets it. I think he plays out of his mind.
Yeah. If the Super Bowl ends up being the Saints and the Patriots, I will watch the commercials, but I will do other stuff while the game is actually being played. I won't watch it. I don't want to see that matchup. I don't want.
Nobody wants to see that.
Oh, I like Casey Jones' picks. He's got Rams 28, Saints 21. I love that. I would love that. That would be perfect for me. I don't like the Saints. So.
And then he wants Brady to get explosive diarrhea. That's pretty good. We're fixing to end the week with you, and we appreciate you being a part of us. Thank you to all our sponsors for being a part of the Sportz Guys. AJ Sports Bar and Grill, L&K,
The station you hear everywhere.
Nuga Radio 92.7. 3, 2, 1.
Chattanooga Radio. Digital FM 95.3 HD4. 92.7 FM's news. now.
On his last day in office, Governor Bill Haslam has granted executive clemency to 23 current or former Tennesseans. One of those is Jeremy Ingram, who had pled guilty to attempted murder of Gina Sanjeans and the murder of Virgil Schrag. Sanjeans, who was shot in the head 3 times, says she's devastated by the governor's granting clemency to the gunman. The governor's office said Ingram was 18 at the time, has undergone a transformation during 25 years of incarceration, adding that he will be subject to additional supervisions upon release. The Dade County deputy who was injured during a police chase one step closer in his recovery. In August, Major Tommy Bradford was trying to stop a speeding car when he was hit and lost his leg. He's been fitted for a new prosthetic leg. The Dade County Sheriff's Office will hold